All right, we are live. Welcome to Vegas Startup Scene, coming to you live from Tech Alley. We are at the Tech Alley Downtown event in downtown Las Vegas, on 3rd Street in Las Vegas, at 3rd Street Vegas, which is the performance and development space, and they are our beautiful and wonderful location sponsor for this event every single month here in downtown Las Vegas. We do this the third Saturday of the month. Every month, Josh Levitt is the founder of Tech Alley. He's been putting this together. We are over 5 years doing Tech Alley here in downtown Las Vegas, where everything is free. You need to come on down, and if you come on down and you register, you get a free lunch. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But, yeah, come on down. We'd love to have you join us. And, yeah, let me get into it with my first guest, Steve. So how are things going? It's been a little while since we've caught up.
Jason, it's absolutely wonderful to see you again. I enjoy listening to your The Leader's Mindset podcast.
Oh, great.
I'm not always up to date on the episodes, but it is always in my playlist, and I listen to them when I can. And
that's okay, because The Leader's Mindset, it's really kind of evergreen. We get leaders in, whether they're entrepreneurs, government folks, corporate folks, community leaders, wherever they are. And we get them in, and we talk about mainly about the lessons they've learned as leaders, so we can share them with young and emerging leaders and more senior leaders, so that young emerging leaders can start doing something practical today, or we all can start doing something practical today. And then we can also start thinking about how we're developing future leaders in our own lives. So I really appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you're enjoying it, but don't feel like if you missed it last week, you can't go check it out, because it's good stuff all the time.
Yeah, I listen to it because there's a hope of getting past a glass ceiling. So put my mind in the leader's mindset, and just bring in a lot of different things. So I get to listen to your input, I get to listen to your guests' input, and it really just put myself in a better position.
Well, I hope it's helpful. Let's get this close to you, because the background is
really?
a little loud right now. So let's make sure we're getting that nice and close to you.
Absolutely.
No, perfect. So yeah, it's been a couple of months, I think, since we've had you on.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're into, and then we can get into what you have going on lately, so everyone can get caught up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, immediately, I'm trying to donate to Tech Alley. They usually have a way to donate with crypto, but I'm not finding it right now, so I'm going to come back to this later.
Okay.
But basically, I've been in Las Vegas for over 30 years, and have raised a family, worked in many different industries, machining, manufacturing airplane parts, building homes, excavation, sorts of things like that. And now I do a lot of video production work. I've been doing video production work for close to 20 years. So I've danced around quite a bit and done a number of different things. I've done some live radio / podcasting in the past.
What's very cool about everything you're saying is you talked about over 30 years, 40 years. You have moved along with tech. You've kind of been on the edge and then moved along with it as it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. When I was young, preteen, my parents bought an Apple IIe, and I spent a lot of time with that computer. But then I kind of noticed that my social life was declining. So I essentially ditched computers until initially the Apple IIe came out in 1980, 81 or something like that.
For our younger viewers, that was a thing in the 80s. If you were spending a lot of time on your computer, people were not shy about letting you know you're spending a little too much time on your computer, and maybe you should go outside and talk to some other people. Now, I know it's different today with the phones, but that's what we grew up with was, hey, maybe not so much screen time.
Yeah, the neighbor kids would come over and say, hey, you want to go to the beach with us? It's hard to say no to the beach, but I'm sure I did a couple of times, But it was about that time that I pretty much abandoned computering, except for maybe homework or something like that, where it was a glorified typewriter. Mm-hmm. But until I started my business in 2002, I think it was. And then I bought another computer, and it's been another journey since then. Got into the video production and all this stuff.
Yeah, and also around that time was kind of a watershed for computers, especially in small businesses and people using them for business. I was in the Air Force. We had computers on our desks when I got on active duty in 1995. They'd had them for a few years at that point. But you have to understand, again, the internet was not that solid. Like, it wasn't everywhere. Most people didn't have it in their homes until the early 2000s, and even then, it was dial-up and it wasn't that solid. So
it's true. But the weekend that I bought my computer, my sister, and my brother-in-law were in town visiting, and he had been around computers. He had built a few computers already, and he was an electrician, but he just liked the gaming and stuff like that. So when I saw a computer, and I thought, the last thing I knew about computers, they cost like a couple grand, right? So I'm flipping through.
And at the time they did.
Well, I was flipping through the newspaper and somebody had an old one for $100. I'm like, oh, I didn't know these were $100. I didn't know that all computers weren't the same and that there was megabytes and because back then it was megabytes, right?
Yeah. If you were lucky.
Right. Anyway, so I think the computer I bought had like maybe 16 megabytes of RAM or something like that, or maybe 120 meg. It was a $100 computer in 2002, right? So he was kind of like looking at me like, "What are you, freaking stupid?" Because I didn't know where to plug in the mouse, I didn't know where to plug in the keyboard. You know, it did take me but 5 minutes to realize there's only one way to put these things together. But it was my first time dealing with a computer in
20 years.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so. And that journey essentially brought me into the digital production stuff. So, yeah, you mentioned going from one technology to the next, and it is quite a bit, total progression, because in making airplane parts, we used the CNC machines. You know? Now, I was taught how to program them, but I didn't do the programming at the machine shop I was working at here in Vegas. So.
I learned when I was in college, first on AutoCAD, then when I did my master's degree on Pro Engineer, how to create the designs and the files that go to someone like you, who then goes and programs the machines.
Well, I didn't actually do the programming.
Yeah,
the shop owner did that, and I was just running the parts. But yeah.
And it was like we would learn how to do these files, and they would take them, they would run them through. They wouldn't stick them in a machine and make something, but they would stick them in another computer and like grade us on, oh, you made this mistake here, it'll fall apart here, and this kind of thing. So
yes, troubleshooting.
So yeah, because and when you work at an engineering firm, you'll send that to the guy who does program the machines, and then he's going to send it back to you and go, no, these are the flaws in your design. This is where your technique wasn't great doing this on Pro E or AutoCAD or whatever it was. You got to fix this before I stick this in the machine and try to make this part.
I'll have to go to the AI meetup and see if they've got AI for that nowadays.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt they have AI for that, which is probably better because AI can just stick it in the instructions to go check it.
Yeah. So,
AI still makes mistakes. It made mistakes on me this morning, which is why I'm running late today.
Exactly. It didn't wake you up.
Well,
didn't trigger the robot.
So I had to fix it. It did something I've never seen before. It just started putting outputs into British English instead of American English.
Okay.
Never seen that. So I had to go correct it, and then I got down this rabbit hole of, why did you do this?
Yes.
Like, you've never done this before.
Yes.
Why did you do this? And that was where I really lost time today, was trying to satisfy my ego, not actually get the job done.
Right. So, in 30 years of being here, I got married and had a couple grandkids, so they're still pretty young. So I kind of need to learn all this stuff to keep up with what they're going to be involved with too. And you mentioned the mistakes of AI, and my first experience with AI, it was productive, and of course I absolutely refused to say, no, you're wrong. I would not personify the AI. I would use all my language to avoid the personal pronouns.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore, but
well, I mean, that's how the AI talks to you, and that's how the AI expects to get talked to. So when I sometimes, because of that, like, I've fallen into this loop of you and I and we and that's how the AI expects to interact with you, which is great. It smooths things along, but also you kind of have to, when you start saying things like, you did this wrong, your 10,000-year-old lizard brain starts getting emotional about you. You didn't do what I wanted you to do because of the words you're using, and your brain starts to and you have to go, okay, this is not a person. This is not even a sentient machine.
Oh, right.
This is just a model, and being mad at it, like it doesn't know you're mad. Not even does it care. It just doesn't know.
Yeah. Over those 30 years of, those different things, I've learned to kind of take the anger out of things, and be as rational as I can about subjects. And it's helped a lot. It's not how people say what they say, it's what they say,
Yep.
And it's really, it takes a special ear and a special talent to sift through that and just set aside all this other stuff. Not that I'm not human, but some people would disagree, but
it's good to be calibrated, and we all have our slips. So 30 years of working with technology in various capacities. What are you working on now?
What am I working on now? I use AI. I used AI to add a token to an open source point of sales app. It was rough. It was a bolt-on thing. For those of you who know what that is, it's basically taking a beautiful piece of software and, slapping something on the side with some duct tape. So, but it worked.
Much like what you would see here if you could see how we were set up.
And probably every other TV studio I've been in, right? Exactly. Or yes, on both sides of the camera.
There's tape all over this place.
Can I take a little tangent here?
No, go ahead. We're here to talk about you.
Cool,
so
right on. So before they built the MSG Sphere, they did a demo model out at Sheldon Adelson's airport, right? And I got called in. I do a lot of stagehand work, so I got called in for that. And it's inside of a beautiful airplane hangar, right? Now, if I don't know how many of you know airplane pilots, I don't know too many myself, but those that we know are very meticulous people.
Yeah, you have to be.
Yes.
I have my private license and an instrument rating, and that's as far as I ever went with mine. But that's trained into you, and like I mean, it's part of the testing. Like, oh, can you go through this meticulous process?
And so this very OCD mentality was throughout the airplane hangar, as it should be, right? So they sweep and mop the floors like every 5 minutes. It's spotless in this hangar. Plus, it's also like a billionaire's hangar. So there's a lot of money coming and going there.
There's a couple factors going on there.
This is not a crop dusting barn, So, but in the showbiz world, so the airplane hangar's there for decades, right? And the people that maintain it are there for decades. In the showbiz world, live productions, you're there for a day or two, or if a half a day sometimes. At the MSG Sphere, they're doing 3 shows a day, different shows. They're not doing like they'll do the movie thing, they'll do the Eagles, they'll do a number of different
pack
things.
in, pack out kind of guys.
So anyway, the point being, we had everything built, and we just had cables everywhere. Of course, when you're in the business, you know where to step and where not to step and things like that. But this guy, one of the house guys, one of the pilots or hangar people, said something to the effect of, "Oh my God, I don't know how I could not work like this." It's like, for us, it's like,
Yeah, when you work on a crew, you get used to it. When you work stagehand or film or stuff like that, you get used to it. But that's why it's all taped down. It's not taped down for like guys like us. It's taped down because like someone will come blasting through here to sit in this chair later today.
Yes.
And if I've got a loose cable, not only are they going to trip on it, and they might get
taped down.
hurt,
That's
which is the
just
worst
tack.
part. But then I've got a camera falling over. I've got a light falling over.
Right.
It's a whole deal. So that's why we tape stuff down.
Yep. This wasn't taped down. It was just
So
mounds of cable.
Well, those are
It was also power cable, so it was very, very heavy cable.
yeah, it's heavy cable. You can get away with it. So
what I'm really working on, my goal right now is to get a couple of products that make it useful for both the customer and the business to transact in cryptocurrency, which really presents my hugest obstacle. Not finding the products and stuff. I go for free and open source software. As we've spoken before, I'm a big fan of free and open source. And I do donate to the products I use. But the main problem I'm running into is finding a real need. Like initially when crypto came out, it was a fabulous thing because Bitcoin and MasterCard were charging so much money and there weren't any options. And those options still are limited. But what has happened since, say, 2013, 2014, when Overstock and Microsoft and everybody else was taking Bitcoin and only Bitcoin, what has happened since then is 2 things. The Bitcoin blockchain changed. They went for the smaller blocks, which made prices, the transaction fees went through the roof in some cases. And if anything today, match pretty much what they charge. And the other thing is multiple cryptocurrencies are out there now. The stable coins and stuff are out there. And am I talking loud enough?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just checking. I'll let you know.
Cool.
You keep going. I'm just cross-checking stuff.
Multiple coins are out there now. So, like, for example, maybe a lot of you have heard about USDT, USDC, Tether, or Coinbase's stable coins, or maybe we'll just call it stable coins. You've probably heard about stable coins in some form or another. Well, I initially went with USDC for my businesses that I'm onboarding, USDC on the Polygon network. And so what that means is that in the Ethereum world, because Ethereum and Bitcoin are similar in that it takes a lot of money to make a simple transaction. So if I was going to send Jason here $25 of Ethereum, it might cost me $7 to do that. And the same thing goes for Bitcoin, although generally both of those are much cheaper right now. They're both working on that, and Ethereum's working on that. But because of those high prices, they're started to develop what's called layer 2. So Ethereum would be the layer 1, and a layer 2 is essentially a mirror of Ethereum, but it functions differently, and they've got different mechanisms for how the fees all get through Ethereum, and ultimately the record gets kept on the Ethereum blockchain, but they have sub-records on these layer 2s, and there's multiple layer 2s. Some are different priced, so I chose Polygon because it was by far, on a regular basis, the cheapest. Now, the native second layer for Tether, a USD coin, or I don't want to say that, for Tether, the stablecoin Tether, that's one of the oldest stablecoins and biggest, the native blockchain for that is Tron. And Tron, of course, is also, I believe, a second layer on Ethereum. So, but it's slightly more money than Polygon. So while Polygon is 1/100 of a cent for a transaction, Tron is maybe 1/10 of a cent or even 10 cents sometimes. So, you know, how do I deal with this? How do I tell a vendor, hey, I need you to accept stable coins, and then I try to pick one, and let's say, but the customer comes in thinking they have the right stable coin on the right network, but it's the same stable coin on a wrong network, and it's not the end of the world. You can find these monies, but it is complicated, and if it's on the wrong network, then it's feasible that the entire profit from that sale could get eaten away by the transaction fees.
And then fewer people will adopt and...
Right, exactly. And this is kind of the conundrum that's been bashing in my brain the last couple of days as I'm trying to make new marketing materials. And so I've had to distill it down to a couple of things. It's a very, very, very complex situation. I'm probably trying to shove a round peg into a square hole. And then, of course, I'm a big fan of self-custody. And so there is a mainstream way of doing this. You know, Stake and Shake accepts Bitcoin in their own way. They use the Lightning Network, which, when it comes to self-custody, I'm not a fan of that because you're essentially using somebody else's money to make that work, which very much mirrors the banking system, which fully explains the digital gold narrative for Bitcoin, or BTC Bitcoin. And then Square also has taken on, and you can accept Lightning payments through Square. So even here, I don't think she has it set up, but they can feasibly get it switched over to set up Lightning payments accepted through any Square network. So that was a massive thing for businesses accepting crypto. And it was supposed to, I think last November it came out as an option from Square for businesses. So it was an opt-in thing. And it was supposed to happen at the end of March of this year, that it was supposed to be a default thing, but it doesn't seem to be default, or the businesses have gone in and taken it away because I don't think they understand it. There's probably not good enough education, and they just want to stay away from Bitcoin for either ideological purposes or just unknown purposes.
I mean, this has been the challenge with crypto since not day one, but let's say 2013, 2014, when I first heard about crypto, right? For anything to really be a currency, it's got to be something people use to make transactions. There are other things that make something a currency, but and you know, crypto is great. It can be a store of value. It can be, you know, there's all kinds of things you can do. But if you want widespread adoption, these are challenges that are going to need to be surmounted.
It is, and I'm having to embrace the multiple levels of challenge with that. It's not as simple as, I mean, it really can be as simple as, on the bright side, it can be as simple as going in and saying, hey, here's the setup I have for you. Convince your customers to use this crypto, and you'll pay 0 transaction fees. Simple as that. There's no bank to deal with. It's all done there. There might be conversion fees, but if I go for the most streamlined method, the most inexpensive method, and the most solid method, you know, and currently that's on the Bitcoin Cash network using their stablecoin. And the fees on that are like maybe a penny, you know, at the most. But it's brand new technology.
It's challenging, right? Because my experience with crypto is like with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the fees that go with doing a transaction, those at the time or in the beginning were based on how much demand is on that blockchain at the moment. So if you do something at a very high demand time, your what they would call the gas fees was very, very high. And that's where, if you're a business owner, your whole profit on a transaction could get swallowed up or even exceeded by the gas fees.
Right.
So that's another challenge that needs to come over, is if all of a sudden one of these blockchains, one of these currencies becomes very popular for adoption between customers and businesses, is that, do they increase their fees by demand?
So the beauty of Bitcoin Cash, now Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. It was a big deal back in 2016, 2017. It was called the block size war. And basically, the Bitcoin cashers said there was nothing really in the regulations to prevent from making a bigger block and accepting more transactions and keeping fees low. And the Bitcoin people, the BTC people, so it's BTC, Bitcoin, BCH, Bitcoin Cash. The BTC people says, no, we'll keep the blocks small and generate income for the miners and blah, 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 and slow transactions down and stuff. And this is why fees went up as high as $100 for one transaction.
Right.
So if you wanted to send a penny, 1 cent on Bitcoin, I believe is in 2017 or so, 2018, when it first started hitting that $17,000, $18,000 mark. If you wanted to send 1 penny of Bitcoin, it would have cost you $100 to do it, which is ridiculous. On Bitcoin Cash, though, that problem is solved by basically allowing unlimited transactions in each block. And so the transaction fee stays low. You can pay more still for prioritization, but the blocks have adjustable size. So depending on demand, it increases in size and stuff like that.
So on Bitcoin Cash, on some of these blockchains, they've solved that problem. The out of control, fee, the out of control gas fee problem has been solved. So now it's kind of a, how do you get businesses to adopt one of these standards or a couple of these standards, and customers to adopt a couple, and hopefully what the customers like and the businesses like a match, right?
Right. So this is where it kind of gets down into the fight of the credit cards. Universally, Visa's everywhere. It's pretty much established that no matter where you go, you can spend with Visa card, right? And, more so nowadays, MasterCard fits in there too.
Yep.
But there was many for when people would take Visa, not MasterCard.
Yeah, and not that long ago.
Okay, so
20 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for guys like you, that's not that long.
Yeah, that's
ago.
not that long. I mean, half of my life. So
for half the people in this room,
for half the people, they don't know any different, right?
Right.
Never mind if you had an American Express card. Good luck using that thing in the States.
Right, and Discover, exactly. So this is kind of where I'm trying to gear up and organize my thoughts to create some materials to compare adopting cryptocurrency like you would adopt Visa, MasterCard, or Discover, right? And, of course, this is where Bitcoin Cash is an ideal one, for now, because it's so easy to use. It's got the low transaction fees, and it satisfies an immediate problem. So that works for the vendor. The other end of it is what motivates the consumer to then adopt that. Okay. Already it's not that difficult for them to do. There are some extra steps. Excuse me. But if they've got Venmo or PayPal, Venmo and PayPal have been using Bitcoin Cash for probably close to 10 years, honestly. So it's been available with them. So it's been a very mainstream coin from the get-go. Even it split from Bitcoin. It was the SEC when XRP was going through its challenges. SEC determined Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum to be commodities. And those were the 4 coins that were on PayPal and Venmo. And which is why I chose 3 of those 4 for my services. And which would be Bitcoin, because it's so ubiquitous. It's not accepting Bitcoin would be like not accepting Visa. You just have to have it in the crypto world. Litecoin is faster and cheaper than Bitcoin, and it's solid, Plus, it's got some fungibility tools. I took away Ethereum because it was generally more expensive, and it's a completely different animal. And then I added in its place Monero, which is a privacy coin, and it's also a very good store of value. It is, over the long term, it holds its own well against Bitcoin and XRP, which are some of the largest store value ones. And then I added Bitcoin Cash because it's so easy and fun to use. Quite frankly, it's a nice little toy, which creates a lot of liquidity. So, a common narrative is that gold is a store of value or Bitcoin is a store of value like gold, right? Well, silver was, gold was the money of countries because they could store it away because it didn't rot, it didn't corrode. Silver was generally, copper, bronze were generally the monies of liquidity. That were the everyday money. Nobody walked around with, 8 ounces of gold in their pockets, but they would walk around with 8 ounces of silver pretty commonly, or much more. So the liquidity is very important, and BCH offers liquidity, which might be part of what affects its price. There's a dynamic there. It's not a store of value by any means.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. It could always turn around, but it really has not shown that at all. But liquidity, it's a master.
So if you're a business and what you're doing is trying to help businesses, how does a business get started with this, and how are you going to be able to help them? And then we'll talk about how the consumers can get started on this as well.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for asking that question. It's actually extremely easy to get started. There's a piece of software out there called BitRequest that I like to use. There's also something out there called BTC Pay Server. Because of that block size war, you can't, nobody's made a Bitcoin Cash version of it yet, and you can't do Bitcoin Cash on it. And aside from Bitcoin, you have to modify it for other cryptocurrencies. So what I like about BitRequest, it's found at bitrequest.io. It's free and open source, very easy to set up if you know anything about cryptocurrency. Is what I like about it is it's a beautiful app. The person that created it did a very, very good job. They're very much a front end person. So a lot of this crypto tech is all back end.
Yeah, so it's easy to use, but it's very powerful behind the easy to use front.
It doesn't. Yes, it is. It is, and it doesn't even have to be powerful. And unless you're using the Lightning Network, there's virtually no possible way you could lose funds because the wallet that the addresses use is not attached to that in any way, shape, or form. So your employees can't steal from you, like cash. So my brand is Crypto is Cash, and the point is that crypto self-custody, much like a dollar bill. So I hand you a dollar bill, you hand me a dollar bill. It's the transaction.
Right. I don't tell my bank to hand you your bank account a dollar, right? Because that's what happens when you keep your crypto online. If you don't do self-custody, what you're really doing is saying, hey, my wallet online, my bank online, hand that bank online a dollar.
And
whereas if you do self-custody, you're plugging your thing in, you're going to move a dollar from here all the way over to there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to disconnect it and you can't touch my dollars.
That would be a cold wallet. There's other forms of self-custody, hot wallets and stuff like that. That's your cold wallet. As a matter of fact, would you mind doing a demo right now?
If you've got one.
If you're willing to download an app on your phone, it should take far less than a minute. It should take approximately 35 to 45 seconds.
What we got. Let's see if I can download an app here.
Oh yeah, the internet.
With the internet. So
while you're doing that, so Crypto's Cash is the brand.
What's the app?
It's called Selene, Selene. And just go to the website. That way, if you got whatever, it's Selene.cash.
Selene Finance?
No, .cash.
Selene.cash.
Oh, are you on the App Store?
I was on the App Store.
Yeah, it's got a green logo. Looks like a moon. Like, because it's named after the moon goddess, the Greek moon goddess. So I brand as Crypto is Cash because I believe that cryptocurrency, in a world where debit cards and Zelle and stuff take over and the bank is always the middleman, I believe in the self-custody aspect of money. And so the cryptocurrencies I promote...
it's not in the App Store. It's not showing up in the App Store. What was it? Selene.what?
Cash. Selene. Like the goddess, like the female name. So, like Selene Gomez. That's the one, yeah. I should probably get prepared for you here. Send you a little bit of crypto love. Get mine started up here. And then once it's installed, it'll show you a QR code, and I'll scan that QR code. And then you will have Bitcoin Cash. Okay, and I'll send you, I'll send you $1 because I love you that much.
All right.
Oh, shit.
So right now it says 0.
Yep.
I'm not gonna put this up on the screen because I don't want anyone to accidentally scan this QR code on camera.
Well, they can scan the QR code. It's not secret. It's public.
Okay.
They would only be able to send you funds with that.
Okay. So right now it says 0.
And right now it says $1. Well, give it a second here.
Yeah, not yet.
Right.
Payment received, $1.
So that's how fast this stuff works. This is why I love Bitcoin Cash. They've got wonderful tools like this. You could probably do something similar with Bitcoin, but the finalization would take longer. Like you would need to wait at least 10 minutes to
So,
send it to somebody.
so it's that simple. If you wanted to get started with something like this in your business, now there's all the factors we talked about. I'm going to send this back to you. How do I send it back to you?
Oh, I would need to get a QR code. We'll do this afterwards.
We'll do it after.
Yeah. But I would just do a QR code. Actually, if you want to do it now, here, we'll do it. We can continue to show people how easy it is.
Show people how easy it is.
Just go ahead and scan that QR code and send it.
I'm
send
looking, there's
Max.
my scan.
Yeah. So as crypto is cash, so this is cash. This is not going to a bank. I know it seems like it's going this fast with yours, but this is not going to a bank. This is from me to him. While it's recorded on a public blockchain.
It says insufficient funds.
Oh, what are you doing showing glitches on me? It's just supposed to work smooth.
All right, we'll figure it out later.
Right. Anyway.
Or I'll just hold on to your dollar forever.
There you go.
We'll figure it out later. But yeah, I imagine it's just in the difference between you sending it to me and me sending it to you.
Typically, you could send it immediately.
Yeah.
Typically. As an example, though, I do make paper versions of that.
Okay,
So
very
this
cool.
is, you scan one, it adds the wallet, installs the wallet. The other one, then you sweep the funds off of it. So anyway, I'm not giving you that one. You already got your dollar.
Very cool. So you are working on this. You're trying to help businesses adopt this. What about we just showed people how easy it is to do.
Yeah.
So, what else do you think it's going to take to get consumers to adopt this?
So the angle I think I'm going to go for is, go to businesses, probably industrial businesses more so than retail businesses. And in the industrial businesses, they generally hire a lot of, Mexicans and, South Americans and stuff like that who do remittances. So while remittance fees vary and they can get it for free sometimes it can be as high as 5 and 10%. I've talked to different people about that. And if you could send your money across the border to your family for less than a dime, or not less than a dime, less than a penny, like 1/10 of a cent.
Yeah, it's more money in your family's pocket,
it's
right?
more money in your family's pocket. And, there's, of course, now I'm talking about educating people in another country, but some of that work is already being done by a lot of different influencers.
Well, they'll figure it out, right? If they're if somebody's here in this country working and they see this, they're gonna figure out how to tell their family how to make it work, right?
Yes. Yeah. I just had some work done on my air conditioner, and the technician, he had a heavy accent. I asked him if he had family in Mexico, and I showed him this, and he said, "Wow, that's pretty fast. That's cool."
Yeah.
And so I'll need to get hold of that business and set up some sort of class. But I do need to make the class, and that's kind of where I'm at between my day job and free time and resting and stuff. And basically, I think yesterday I accomplished quite a few things. Redid some of my rephrased some of my promotional materials, but when it came time to the educational part, I'm still looking at a blank sheet of paper. So I'm getting stumbled on some of those things I was talking about before. Which coins do I use and this and that? And honestly, Naomi Brockwell, I don't know if you're familiar with Naomi Brockwell. She's a YouTube influencer in the privacy world. I asked her once about this, and she says, just use whatever works. She's Australian.
I would say pick one and start with that.
Yes.
And then start doing it, because what will happen is people will either attend the course or they will hear about it or whatever, and they'll say, well, what I use this, what about this? And then if you get enough of those, you just say, okay, I'm going to work this into the course too, or I'm going to work it into how I do things, and then we'll reframe the course around what I think is best after I've learned to work with it a little bit. So
thank you. This is a little bit of the reinforcement I was looking for.
Yeah, you have to start somewhere. You can't analyze things to death.
And that's what I've been doing, because I'm thinking, I know if I do Bitcoin Cash, there's going to be some Bitcoiner coming in there and start trash talking Bitcoin Cash,
Right.
and then I got to deal with that. But I don't have to deal with that. That's
Right. You can just say, listen, nobody understands the limitations of Bitcoin Cash better than you do, it sounds like. So you can say, yeah, I understand there's limitations, but today we're talking about this.
Yeah.
If you'd like to stick around and talk about other options, we can do that. And then we'll either do a different course on that, or we'll factor it in a future course. So
I can't tell you how valuable that information is.
yeah,
That's amazing.
You just do one.
Yep.
And yeah, that guy's going to come in and go, here's what's wrong with Bitcoin Cash. And you go, yep, I'm familiar with the limitations.
Yep.
Today we're talking about this, but why don't you stick around and we'll talk about what you like to do. And then when I do this again next month, we'll factor in the best of that.
And next month they'll come in and say, wow, Bitcoin Cash is amazing. I had no idea it was so great. It doesn't have any of the problems with Bitcoin.
Actually, I don't know if you've talked to Josh about it. You could probably start doing a meetup here on it monthly. at Tech Alley, downtown Tech Alley,
Well-
every third Saturday of the month at 3rd Street, Vegas.
Well, I think James is still in there talking about his blockchain stuff, and he's talking a lot about the financial markets today. And Mike's going to be in there later, and I've given a few speeches in
Yeah,
the Vegas Crypto Group.
not to step on anything Mike or James is doing, but I think James is very much on the how do you use it personally. Mike is very much on the big picture crypto and the policy and a lot of the AI, the film stuff and that kind of thing. I don't know because I don't get to attend a lot of these talks anymore. But I think there's a lane for somebody, whether you're a guest at James's talk,
Right.
or a guest at Mike's talk, or something, or part of their talks every month. There's a lane here, I think, for if you're a business and you want to adopt and you're thinking about adopting this. This is what we talk about every month, and then you can go into 1 month. You can do a deep dive on Bitcoin Cash.
Right,
One
right.
month you can do a deep dive on another one, and you can kind of, as the months go by, kind of do a running summary of this is what we've learned as we've done these talks.
So true. So true. So true. I'm going to stick with the Bitcoin Cash for now until until somebody derails me on that. But I brought my little phone today. Several months ago, I set up Alexandra, the food and beverage manager here.
Yeah,
And I set
did
her
my
up
coffee
with-
today.
right?
did a great job.
She did his good coffee. Got her set up with a personal wallet, and I think I tipped her some crypto back then, and then she changed phones and stuff like that. But today I brought in a secondary phone for a POS to get that set up. I was hoping to get here around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, me too.
So it's obviously
It's been a day, folks.
it's obviously the narrative of the day to be late. So she was late, you were late.
I
was
think
late.
everybody was honestly, and then their main customer elevator's not working today.
Yeah, yeah.
They're having it's problems top to bottom here in downtown Las Vegas.
So here's something funny. There's a gentleman around here who he and I have gotten in each other's way like 3 times
Yeah.
today already. You know, like within a half hour of being here. You know what I mean? Like no matter where we're walking around, there was like a magnet pulling us.
Yep.
It was like it was an excuse me situation over and over again.
If you don't believe us, come on down. You got to see what's happening here today.
This is true. This is live, huh? Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, why aren't you here? I mean, lunch is going to be served in a bit.
Lunch is going to be served, and
Yep.
it is free if you come down and you register. So
Yes, yes. And I'm going to donate. I usually donate when I show up just because I love what Josh is doing. He's doing, like, between him and Mike and really everybody that contributes to this event. You, of course, just makes it a really wonderful event. A lot of good people and stuff like that.
it's been great month after month. I've been coming. I didn't start coming in the beginning. They probably had been running about 6 months before I started coming. So I've been coming for 4.5 years. I've been coming every time since we started doing the live stream, but I missed a couple here and there. But it's a fantastic event. And if you're interested in tech or crypto or blockchain, drones, AI, we do a lot of AI stuff here. But it's not just like AI, and there is like AI or crypto. Here's what's cool about the technology. That's what I still love about Tech Alley. There's still really techie stuff here. It's also, how do you adopt this for your business, right? How do you adopt this as a consumer? How do you adopt this in your life? There's so much. So if you're interested in this at all, or you're even just you have a business, you want to come down and be part of the best networking event in Las Vegas, come
So,
down.
Quincy, a regular, she hosts the Web3 Wednesdays at Loaded Empanadas, is here helping host a booth for a company that teaches toddlers foreign languages.
Yeah.
So I've got my grandchildren, my 4 and 8 months old. I'm going to head over there and see
Fantastic.
if I can't teach them through foreign
Go
languages before
ahead and
they're
do
6
that
years
and
old, right?
tell Quincy we said hi. Someday I'm going to get her in that chair. She keeps resisting me, but someday we're going to get her on here to talk to you
Really? I think
guys.
she'd love to be here. Yeah.
Someday. Oh,
She's
no.
got
She's
so
always
much
like, no,
She's
we're
got-
going to get it. I'm going to get her, though. I'm going to get her.
Yeah. She's got so much information,
Yeah, she really does. So yes, if you'd really like to hear what Quincy has to say, check her out on Instagram. She's got a great Instagram. But also, Web3 Wednesday is the first Wednesday of every month at Loaded Empanadas in Boca Park. So
I think Stand With Crypto is still sponsoring that. So, which by the way, Stand With Crypto, if you want to know where your politicians stand in the crypto industry, what their stance on that is, you can go to standwithcrypto.org, I believe.
Yep, standwithcrypto.org. Mike Wilson, our good friend, is the local Vegas lead for that. And
Yes.
even better, check out standwithcrypto.org. But if you're in Las Vegas and this is really interesting to you today and the future of crypto is really interesting to you, come down, meet Mike at 1:40. I mean, meet him before, but his talk is at 1:45 today.
Yep.
And I'm sure they will get into Stand With Crypto. They'll get into all the aspects of crypto. Like I said, Mike gets into the Like, how do we set the policy up so it works for everybody?
Yes. Before I go,
Yeah.
cryptoiscash@proton.me is my email, and I'd prefer contact that way. I can have more free time, or manage my time a little better. I'm going to do a little pitch here.
Dude.
So with what I got going on, I've estimated it's not too much money, but $25,000 to $50,000 would help me out quite a bit with some of the things I got going on. Printing, marketing materials, mainly getting development done. So I'm not having to spend hours on AI trying to figure things out. I could just hire a developer who knows what they're doing already and is familiar with the technology to just take care of things for me. So that's really what I'm looking for. There's a lot of great products out there, but because almost everybody in the open source industry is working for free or maybe just not focused, there's particular needs I have that aren't getting met from the people who are out there. And I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying that it's time to go out on my own and
we
ask
all
for
have
some
a ton
money.
of projects going on.
Yep.
So it's just competing priorities.
So if you have an interest in being part of this world, shoot me an email and I'd be happy to talk to you. My name's Steve. Steve Fodor is my name. I go by Steve X in many of my public crypto and technology world stuff.
Yeah, well, it's always great to talk to you, Steve. It's been a pleasure. I love catching up with you. I know we don't get to do it as often as we'd like, but come on anytime, and I know the audience loves it. So
you do a great job, Jason.
All right,
Thanks a lot.
Steve. We'll see ya. How's Rusty? Get your butt in this seat. I got to do Haas first. Okay.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? All right, how's Rusty? Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Thank you
Welcome
for having me.
back.
By the way, I almost wore the same shirt today.
Did you?
No joke. I was
Would've
going to wear
been
the
fine.
same exact shirt.
Who cares?
All right. How are you?
All right, I'm great.
I'm still
the
recovering.
last time we did this was on your show.
Hey, I'm still recovering. It was
Still
such a great
recovering.
show. You
was
I'm
like
gonna
2
say
weeks
right
ago.
now, I'm going to say this. You raised the bar so high. I just want to say, where's the camera? Dave Berlin, good luck next on the next Tech Alley Henderson.
Well, Dave will just bring his DJ gear in, and like he'll far outdo me with the DJ stuff.
With
so.
the ones and twos.
With the I don't know whatever DJs do. I don't know.
All right.
Play Cotton Eye Joe, Dave. Play Cotton Eye Joe. He know. Actually, ask him to play Cotton Eye Joe. He'll know what that means. Play Cotton Eye Joe,
Dave
Dave.
Berlin, please play Cotton Eye Joe.
Cotton Eye Joe.
On August 26th at the America First Center on Water Street, where Tech Alley Henderson will take place.
Cotton Eye Joe. Yes, and this is the first time that Tech Alley Henderson is going to be there.
Yes.
The past casino, I believe it's going through renovation. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so they're closing down for renovation. We had we had like a bunch of videos that we made up for last night of the past. Thank you again for being part of that.
My pleasure.
Evening.
It was great.
Very special.
It was great.
Again, raise the bar. It really was a very special evening. Everybody says like, "Oh, I was touched by the video." I was like, "It's just music. I just find the music to make everybody cry."
That is the power of putting music behind a video,
Yeah.
because I saw it too and I was like, this is really great. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not how any of this happened.
It was
I was
very
there. I was there. This is not how any of this happened.
Yeah.
So-
I wanted to thank you again for being there. The next one is on August 26th at the America First Center Arena.
It's 1 block over.
One block over. And that's not our new home. That's just our temporary home until we
Temporary.
find our forever home.
Yeah.
We are looking at a few other.
Look, if it goes anything like Tech Alley's gone,
Yeah.
it will probably move a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
it will move a little bit. It's just we want to find a space that's fun for everybody, enjoyable for everybody, but also to be able to host everybody. Because while we appreciate the America First Arena, it's not as big as the past casino, for example.
The room you're using.
Yeah, the room that we're using.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If you haven't been, Tech Alley Henderson has a much more intimate vibe than Tech
It
Alley
does.
downtown does.
Yeah.
Here, everything is spread out. There's multiple talks going on at the same time, and that's great, and I love that because you can pick and choose what you want to see. Tech Alley Henderson puts everybody in the same room.
Yes.
And there's networking time. There's food and drink provided.
Yes.
There's socialization time, and then you get into the talks. But it's one talk on stage, all the attention on
Yes.
on one thing at once, and it's a different vibe, but it's also just as effective as what goes on here. So
You get to walk away wow, I didn't know that was possible
Yep.
kind of mentality. I didn't know this was available to me. Sometimes we have guest speakers who are specific to a business need or a business idea that nobody knew about. Sometimes we have actually motivational speakers or people that motivate or promote their holistic approach to things or something like that. Not everything has to be just business. Sometimes we want to encourage people to network and get out of their mindset of like, oh God, I'm struggling with this. So
yeah, and Tech Alley, I mean, Tech Alley Downtown is great for that. Tech Alley Henderson's great for that. Tech Alley St. George, I believe, just started. They went last week, I think, their first one, which I didn't make it up to that, but I hope it went well, and I wish them luck, and that's great. And they're Tech Alley was in Reno for a while. I don't know if they're still in New York. They had started a New York chapter. There was a Denver chapter or a Boulder chapter for a while. I don't know if that's still going on, but it's growing. And if you're watching from somewhere other than Las Vegas, and this is all sounding interesting to you, like reach out. We'll get you connected with Josh, and you can talk about doing Tech Alley in your community. So
yeah, I mean, I myself have been talking to Josh about a few things, and he's still trying to convince me to come down here. I was like, I don't know, man. The drive is far from me on a Saturday. I'm just kidding. We talked about that on the show. Like, we're so spoiled because everything is like 5 to 10 miles away from
it's
here.
Not, the Vegas Valley is not terribly far. I live way up on the north side, and technically Henderson's down at Water Street, which is about as far as you can go and still be in the valley.
Yes.
About I mean, I suppose if I lived up like off of Sky Canyon by like the Mount Charleston, I could be a little farther, but not by much. But I mean, it's Wednesday nights are just tough. There's a lot going on. So.
They are, but again, we're it's a good space for us, and we found it for the Henderson community. It works for that community. So, but we invite anybody from Las Vegas, Utah, Charleston.
There's a lot of faces that are not Henderson folks.
Yes.
Whenever I've gone to Tech Alley Henderson, so.
Yeah, and that was your first one in I don't know how long.
It'd been a while.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 or 9 months, I think.
And he brought the house down. Can I just say, you really did. You did a great job.
I bang into a lot of stuff. So, but we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Innovation Henderson and the Launch Lab program coming up. So let's talk about that.
Yes. So Launch Lab, for those who don't know, it is Innovation Henderson's baby where we are sponsoring. We found sponsors for 20 founders that want to go from idea to market. We want to help local folks in the Henderson and the Valley to be entrepreneurs. That's the purpose of Innovation Henderson. Help you become an entrepreneur, help grow the businesses that are just waiting to grow. And we found sponsors for all the 20 seats. We have additional sponsors for more modules coming up. Today's technically the last day to put in your applications, but as a special for Tech Alley Las Vegas, we're extending it by 72 hours. So make sure you go to innovationhenderson.org, fill in an application, and we'll review it. And again, if you don't make it to this one, this is just our first one. We will have future Launch Lab for Henderson, but we are really looking forward to this. We have so much that so many people are asking about it. I mean, you saw it earlier when I was talking earlier. People were really excited about it. I already had a few people come up and talk to me about it. So very excited about it. Very happy to find a way to help those that just don't know what to do, don't know how to start. Well, this is your way. And I said it earlier. You got people telling me like, hey, if you want something, just pay me $300, $400, $2,000, and I'll help you get off your feet. Innovation Henderson will not do that for you. Launch Lab will not do that to you. We are going to teach you how to go from idea to market and how to run your business.
So if you're watching and you don't know what day it is, you have until August 18th.
August
18th, 2026 to apply for the first cohort of Innovation Henderson Launch Lab. Now, if you miss it, that's okay. There will be another one at some point.
There will be another one coming up.
So
our first one is in September.
But for this one, if you're watching August 18th, 2026. And the whole idea is to help entrepreneurs go from idea and get them to market where they're selling.
We want to help them adjust too. Like, sometimes we've talked about this before, you and I. You have a good idea. Great. Talk to others about it because sometimes your idea is not translated in the way you think it should be translated.
Go ask 100 people. That's what we always say. Go ask 100 people.
You said that the last time. I love that you said that now. Ask 100 people, and we will help you adjust it. We're not going to help you. We're not going to tell you don't do that idea unless it's dangerous to somebody.
Well,
No.
but that's why you go ask 100
Yes.
people, because like if 80 people go, that sounds dangerous.
Right.
Maybe that's not a good, but maybe if 20% of people go, I would pay any amount of money for that. I don't care how dangerous it is. Maybe it is a good business.
Right.
But the point is you go ask 100 people who are not your friends, who are not your family,
Yeah.
who are not people who are going to say that's a great idea because it's you, not because it's really a great idea.
Exactly.
Right. Because if you go ask 100 people, and we are very blessed here because if you live in Las Vegas, you can go down to the Las Vegas Strip, stand on the sidewalk, and just grab people as they're going by and ask them, right? You can do 100 people probably in 2 hours.
And more than likely, this city is full of nice people that will talk to you.
And so the good news is you will get a cross section of people from all over the world who will give you some good feedback on, is that a good idea or not? Is it a problem they have? Is it a solution they would like to have to their problem? And if you do that, if you go genuinely ask 100 people, and it is a problem that they have, and it is a solution they would like, I will guarantee you that at least 2 or 3 of them will say, how do I pay you right now to get it?
Yes.
That's the advantage of going out. Like if you go ask 100 people and some of them are starting to say, I will hand you money right now if you can do this, even if you can't do it yet, I will hand you money right now. You know you're onto something.
And we're really excited about it, and we hear so many people are excited about just the prospect of there's someone out there like Innovation Henderson who is, they're really interested in me succeeding. They're really interested in me, putting my idea out there. We are, because we do believe again that the backbone of America. Again, what's the campaign that's going on right now in Nevada? Nevada the entrepreneurial.
Nevada the entrepreneurial.
Right?
Yep.
So the backbone of America, the backbone of this of our economy is small business, and we want to help grow it. And there's, in my opinion, doesn't matter which side of the aisle you stand on, I feel like this is the perfect time for anybody to start a business.
Yeah, it's never been easier.
Yeah, I can't think of a better time for you to say, you know what, I just want to be my own boss, or I want to work with other people. You're not stuck somewhere. You can do something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a little rundown of what's going to be. We talked about going from idea to making sales. It's kind of the basics, right?
Yeah.
That's the big picture. What are some of the things, some of the curriculum that the founders and the entrepreneurs who are going to be part of this program are going to get to see that are going to help them on their way?
So I don't know off the top of my head. I should have grabbed my phone to read this, but I do know that I worked with Lorraine to put together the curriculum and some of the instructors that we are that are going to be part of it. You're obviously going to be one of the instructors.
I'm going to help out.
Yeah. So one of the things that we looked at is that basically, how do you establish your foundation? How do you establish your core?
Mm-hmm.
What is your product? What is it? How do you communicate? What is your product? How do you communicate the benefit of it? Right? How do you plan for it? What is your vision? What is your mission? Right? And then we're gonna have marketing strategy. People that are talking marketing strategy, financial strategy. Do you need to bootstrap? Do you need to go find investors? So I think there's a couple of folks here also that are gonna be part of what is your legal approach to this? What is the legal how do you start up legal on this? Do you need to apply for a patent or register or something? So we're going to cover all of that. Basically, again, get you from someone with an idea to someone who's ready to stand in front of a committee and say, I'm ready to get this funded right now.
Yep.
And speaking of, we are going to have a competition where there will be a prize at the end of the 12-week program where we will crown a winner with funding to get you started.
Fantastic. How many weeks is it?
8 to 12.
I forget.
I think
it's twice a week for 8 weeks, right?
Twice a week for 8 weeks. So it's 12 courses, right? Twice a week for 8 weeks.
Yep. So, but it's and applications are due August 18th.
Monday night, August 18th.
August 18th.
Yep.
When does it start?
It starts September. I want to. This is really bad. I'm doing really bad. Maybe because I'm on camera again. You think I got it down by now? But no, it starts.
This is why I don't prepare.
Yeah. It starts. I want to say September, the second or third week of September. But if you go to innovationhenderson.org and check out Launch Lab, you'll have all the information there.
All right. August 18th. Start sometime in September. I don't remember the date
It's
either.
the third week of September.
Third week of September. So,
Yes.
because I think my sessions are like the 24th
Yes.
and 29th
And you're
of
one of like
September.
You're part of like the initial classes.
Yep.
You and I are both part of the initial classes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm doing a really bad job. I'm sorry, Lorraine.
Now we're getting the word out. Are you still looking for sponsors?
We are still looking for sponsors. I mean, again, this is the first one, so we are still looking for sponsors. We do have enough sponsorship for all the 20 seats, but we are looking for sponsors for modules and for the overall prize. But remember, I also said there will be future ones.
Yep.
So we are looking for future sponsors, and we are looking also for additional instructors for future modules and for mentors as well.
So keep that in mind. There's going to be future cohorts of this, and if you're looking to give a little something back, whether it's your time or money, they are looking for sponsors. So.
Yeah, and shout out to the Nevada State University Workforce Development Program and also the Chamber of Commerce. They're both providing us with. The Chamber of Commerce providing with a place for us. It's at, I believe it's at. It's also on Water Street.
Just show up to Water Street.
Yeah, show up to Water Street. Go to innovationhenderson.org.
It'll be like 5 p.m. on Water Street. Just go where everybody else is going. Just go where everybody else is going.
Yeah,
so
this is I'm doing a really bad job, and I apologize. But it is. If you check out innovationhenderson.org, it will be there.
Is a website, innovationhenderson.org. You can find out all of the things that we can't remember.
Right. I'm gonna go and save face right now because I do have a Q&A session coming up. I will refresh my my documentation and my memory, and I'll make sure I have those answers right there.
Okay. Well, Haas, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate you.
August 18th. August 18th is the application deadline. Get them in.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Haas.
Take care.
Hey, Steven, how are you? Nice to meet you. Oh, have a seat. Get this microphone real close to your face.
Got you. Right here.
Go ahead and talk for me.
Hello.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, perfect.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Stephen Barella. I'm the Libertarian candidate for Clark County Recorder.
Okay, cool. Well, how did you get involved in all of this?
Well, essentially, basically, one day I kind of got tired of seeing how the recorder's office was being run. It was reported back in 2022 that we were 10 years behind in verifying and indexing records, which leads to false liens getting put on properties. It makes deed fraud way easier to do. And I knew somebody had to step up and fix it.
Now, were you working in the recorder's office, or is this just something that came to your attention?
Well, sometimes I would, like, when I was a solar manager or solar salesman before I was a solar manager, sometimes I'd have to request property documents, and sometimes it would take weeks, even months, just to get a simple document. And so I've dealt with the recorder's office a lot, never worked there. But to be honest with you, I think that's a plus, just because one of the employees who was actually running on the Democrat side, she was in the recorder's office for 15 years working as a manager, and she ended up suing the office. She alleged there was...
I remember reading about that in the paper.
Yeah, there's discrimination. There's a lot of allegations involved in that. So it's just not a culture I feel like you want to be a part of. You want to make sure that we need somebody from the outside coming in to fix it.
So what are some of the things you'd like to see be different if you get to be the recorder?
Well, I would say essentially, like right now, we have the recording notification service, which is a great program. If anything's filed under your name or your property, it notifies you, but only through email. So I want to expand that to text messaging, because a lot of our senior citizens and even people my age, I'm 30 years old, don't check their emails consistently. So we need people to have real-time and notifications.
How does the recorder's office know what your email is? If you've never filed anything with them and somebody files something in your name, how do they know?
Well, essentially, you do have to sign up for it, and that's what that problem is too. Not many people even know it exists.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not many people even know. And that's one of my things. Like when I actually talk to people, when I go out and speak in front of people, a lot of people come up to me like, how do I sign up for this service? And I've actually signed up probably over hundreds of people just to make sure that they are notified if anything is done to their property.
So explain to us a little bit about what the recorder's office does and why you should probably sign up for this.
Yeah, so we deal with deeds, liens, reconveyances, homesteads, really anything to do with your property, but we also deal with military records, so which is the DD-214s. So if you served, you can always get your DD-214 published, so you always have it. So in case you ever lose it, you can just go down to the recorder's office and get a copy.
That's great to know, because I have a DD-214 and I have like a million different electronic copies of it and a couple of paper hard copies squirreled away in different places, so I always have one. But so what you're telling me is I can take mine down to the Clark County recorder's office and record it, and now it's a public record in Clark County. So if I ever can't find any of my others, I can call them and go, hey, I need it.
Yes, 100%. They do it completely free too. It's a completely free service for our veterans. And like I always do say, like property records and veteran records, they're more than just a file. Most people, you know, like I'd say, or even our current recorder really just looks at it as a file, but they're like pieces of our lives. It's your first home that you bought, or it's your service in the military. So it's really truly a very important job. And that's why we need somebody who's competent in their job. And essentially, we've had the same recorder for the last 20 years. And so it's definitely time for a change. We don't need her hand-picked successor. We need somebody who's going to go in and actually see the problems and fix them.
So you talked about switching that up from email to SMS.
Yes.
What other changes would you like to make in the recorder's office?
I want to get rid of the contractors. The contractors that we use right now, it's just people double dipping into the system. It's one of the reasons why one of the problems with Debbie Conway. What she would do is if somebody retired, they get their pension, which is great. They've earned it. They've earned that pension. But then they're getting paid as a contractor on the side while receiving that pension while working in the same office. So I do want to end the favoritism in the office. I want to make sure that the employees getting promoted into the manager spots, that they're the ones who deserve it. And I want to make sure that the office runs efficiently. I want to do routine audits so people can actually see how their tax money is being used.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that, you know, we're efficient. 24-hour indexing. I feel like anything more than that is just, it's a waste of time, especially when we living in the 21st century, but we're still treating the recorder's office like it's stuck in the 20th century.
It sounds like it. So the election is coming up in November.
November 3rd.
So you're a candidate. This should be an easy question for you. If someone is not registered to vote or not sure if they're registered to vote and they want to get registered so they can consider either vote for you or consider voting for you, how do they go ahead and do that?
You can always do it online. There's voter registration online where you can go, even if you're an independent, which primary time is already passed, but you can always switch your party affiliation to it. It only takes around 5 minutes to do through the county website.
All right. Is there anything else you want to leave us with before we let you go? It's lunchtime, so we want to get you in that lunch line.
I will say, if you do ever want to donate or if you want to find out more about my campaign, check me out at Stephen Barella for ClarkCountyRecorder.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Stephen Barella for Clark County Recorder, and on Instagram, Stephen Barella for Recorder.
Great. I appreciate you coming on to join us because I take voting very seriously. I sit down, I grab the local paper's voter guide every year because especially when you get down the ballot, it's hard to know what the differences between the candidates are, and not all of them respond to that request for information for the voter guide, and not all of them have a lot of information about them. So I appreciate you're out here doing appearances and talking about who you are and what you want to do, because it is very hard once you get down from the big races that get TV advertising to understand who the candidates are and what they do. And it's really important to me to try to understand the candidates so I can choose who I think is the best candidate for the job. So.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate you sharing this with us and making the effort to be out there, because a lot of candidates don't do a lot of question answering or even being out in public. They just kind of run.
Yes. And actually, that's one of the main reasons why I've out fundraised the Republican opponent, essentially, is because I'm out here, I'm going everywhere. I'm talking to people, because at the end of the day, being a libertarian, it's already harder. I got to get my name out every chance I can.
A good friend of mine, we were in the Air Force together out here 20 years ago, and he ran for U.S. Senate in Maryland as the libertarian candidate, and it was really, really hard for him. So.
Yes, and it's hard to raise money, hard to make people believe in you, but one thing I always say is I was born with 2 fingers on my right hand. People said I couldn't play football. They said I couldn't do a lot of things, but I did every single one of them. So I always say, as long as you got the determination, I believe anything's possible.
All right. Anything else you want to leave us with before we let you go?
I just want to say thank you for having me, and I really appreciate it. And you definitely come out here to Tech Alley. Check us out. I'll be speaking with the Vegas Crypto Group, and I truly appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, well, Mike Wilson introduced us, and I don't think you could get connected with a better guy to understand crypto and a lot of the policy aspects of crypto and tech in general. So
yes, 100%. He's a great guy.
Fantastic. Well, stay safe on the trail.
You too, my friend.
We'll see you. Go get some lunch. All right, I think we got someone who wants to jump on and join us, so we'll give it just a second here. You gonna jump on? Okay. How are you? Jump in that chair. Yeah. Jump in that chair. Pull it close to this microphone.
Hi, I'm very excited for this opportunity, so thank you.
Come on, pull closer, pull closer. You want to be about this far away from the microphone. There you go. I know everybody is so excited to get out of here and get lunch. They like throw their chair back and
I just got tooth whitening done because my teeth were super, super yellow. So I can't even eat anything. You know, I can't eat anything besides white and clear foods.
well, you're missing out because Chef always does a great job from Taverna Costera. They're the ones who
they're
sponsor
great. Yeah.
sponsor the food for us here at Tech Alley. So have we met before? I don't.
No, we haven't.
Okay, I'm
So-
Jason.
I'm Jason.
All right,
Yeah.
Jason. So tell everybody who you are and what you have going on.
Okay, amazing. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Hill. I am the founder and CEO of Beyond the Man Box, and I help men stop blowing up their marriages as they are starting a new business.
Let's let this announcement go.
How's everybody doing today? Another great event brought to you by Tech Alley and Josh.
Chef Chris is going to run the menu down for us.
So we're on our 5th year of providing food. We absolutely love doing this for the community.
It's coming. Hang on, it's coming.
So today we did something very sheet. We're doing a Chef Muriel back here. You guys think about for Chef Muriel? I came back to Canada after about a year. I left, opened up a little place in Summerlin. But Chef Muriel took over, and we just promoted him to root chef for Taverna Costera. He does a great job, you guys. But we're doing a chicken fajita today. We're doing a crispy chicken. So we have same protein, 2 different styles. A fantastic cilantro rice pilaf. And that is the lineup for today. And then we're doing a fresh salad with a cilantro pesto vinaigrette, which is really, really nice. As always, every month I ask you guys, please, make sure on the first round, do a nice little light plate. We never know how many people are coming. So make sure you get the nice plate. Take more than what you're going to eat. And then second round, go up and help yourself. But just do the first. But I appreciate everybody, you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
That sounds very good.
It is. I don't think anything's white or clear, though.
I know. I'm like,
Maybe the rice.
I may take something home to eat in 2 days.
So much. Here too. Question and more about innovation and launch innovation and launch and advanced production. It's really exciting. What we're doing is the state free. That's all it's fun to pay for. So another thing that we do, something you might notice is that Maureen Guard for the Elementary School 2 years ago. You guys have done with them. Get together and create something unique. So thank you so much for to grab lunch, you want to have some question to work on the to still hang out with the two and eat and hear what he has to say and enjoy that. So thank you.
I think we're doing one more announcement.
Everybody, this is one of the also the ladies over here. Have a drink. Walk around and see. We have a meal license for house still number. It's basic, but good thing. It's a group right over there. Anyway, thanks so much for doing that.
All right, I think we're back. Where
We're
were
good to
we?
go.
All right, you're helping you're helping men not blow up their marriages when they start a business, which is really
Yes.
important because a lot of guys do this.
Yes, so often. Yeah, you know, the typical person that I work with, he just feels so much pressure, obviously, because it's so much to run a business, especially when you're starting. You're really just handling everything. You're trying to find the right people. You're trying to get the right lead magnets. You're trying to convert clients. It takes up all your mental energy. But it takes so much time away from your relationship with your partner, with your kids. And that really becomes a drain on them because their kids are just like, I never see you. Their wives or husbands or whoever their partner is like, I miss you. And also I need stuff from you as my partner that you're not providing.
You're always
for
talking
me.
about crypto.
Right, exactly. That kind of stuff. And often those men have a really hard time asking directly for what they need or really explaining their experience. They're like, I'm just so busy. I'm just really stressed out. But they don't really know how to say, I love you so much and I really miss spending time with you too. I'm really overwhelmed with my business. Maybe we could work together to carve out time that is specifically just for us while I'm doing that.
Yeah, because I think as guys, our tendency is okay, I have this to-do list, and as soon as I push through this to-do list, then I have free time, and then I can do all that stuff.
Right.
Except when you have a business, stuff just keeps getting added to that to-do list, and we do it to ourselves sometimes.
Right.
Stuff just keeps getting added to the end of that list, and then now it's time to sleep, and then there's a whole new list tomorrow.
Right, exactly. And I do think that is also part of how men are socialized. Just in general, we are socialized in a particular way to always have it together, to always be confident. Don't let anybody see your soft underbelly or they're not going to think that you're as much of a man. So it's really hard to just listen to somebody when they're giving us feedback that we love because we don't want to disappoint them. So we want to be like, oh, well, I just said I'm stressed. So don't be mad. Instead of, let me hear what is happening for you and let me explain what is happening for me, and this is what I need. That is so much more scary than jumping on a 400-foot roller coaster for so many of us.
Yeah. How did you get involved in this?
Honestly, through a lot of practice. So I am 15 years sober. I've been in the recovery world. And so I'm used to having these conversations with other men in the men's groups that I'm in, with my sponsees. And I also had to do a lot of work on myself in one of my longest term relationships. So I had a dog walking company. That was my first business. And I was just really focused on getting more clients.
You had a dog walking company here in Las Vegas?
Oh, no, back in New York.
Oh, okay.
Back in New York
I was
City.
going to say, one, I didn't know there was demand for that here, but I mean, Las Vegas in the summer is not great if you have a dog walking company.
No, definitely. That, and here, I know dog walkers here they have to work something out where they play with the dog inside
Yeah.
or, you know, take them for a quick pee break or something.
Anyway,
Yeah.
New York,
Yes.
dog walking business.
Yes. New York, dog walking business, you know, was working with Wall Street families and everything. And so I was really, often the wives were at home or they were in the dog park. And I was having so many conversations with them about their husbands and like how they just felt no connection anymore, and they felt like their husbands weren't focused on them and they weren't asking for their needs, they weren't listening to their needs. And I was like, wow, men are really, really struggling with this, and their wives are really upset. And then I just started talking to more men, and they were more like, well, she just doesn't seem to understand, she just doesn't get me. And then I would ask the question, are you really communicating what the experience is like for you? Or are you just talking on the surface and expecting her to
Right.
get it?
Are you just saying, don't worry about it, I'll figure it out?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So that's how you got involved in all this.
Yeah, that's how I started getting involved in all of this. I started, I had sponsees as part of my recovery program, and then people started asking me for help who were outside of that. So then I started coaching one-on-one. And then after coaching one-on-one, I was like, you know what? I have something here that's helping people out. I need to do this at scale to help more men. And that's really how I got into it.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
So I know people are watching right now. There are men watching right now going, I'm an entrepreneur, or I'm a finance guy, or I'm a big important guy at my job, but that's not me. My relationship's fine. What are some of the signs that your relationship may not be as fine as you think it is?
Well, one, you're not having as much sex anymore. That is definitely a sign. So we just need to say that first and foremost. Women tend to have more responsive desire. So if the way that your relational dynamic currently is not producing the conditions for her to experience that, that's usually why you're not having sex. So that's the first one.
Okay, so guys, if you're not having sex in your marriage or your serious relationship, it may not be that your wife doesn't want to have sex. It may be that you're not doing what you need to do for yourself and for her to set those conditions. Am I getting that right?
Yes, 100%. That's the main thing that men miss, because we are more visual and physical. Like, it doesn't really take much for us to get horny.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's a lot easier. And I know a lot of the men that I work with will be like, well, at the beginning, she just always wanted to have sex. She always wanted me. Well, yeah, it's easy for them to be excited about that in the beginning because it's new and it's, you know, the
And you guys were always drunk.
Well, yeah, that too. Well, you know, for me as a sober person, no, but the sober guys I
But you
work
guys
with,
and me
some
for
of
sure.
You guys, we're always drunk, right? But then over time, it really becomes about how you're showing up in the relationship. Does she feel heard? If you're saying, I'll figure it out, she doesn't feel heard. And that just kind of, I don't want to say dries her up, but that just kind of makes her more backed up.
Well, look, think of it as a guy, right? When you go to someone, you see one of your bros is struggling a bit, and you go, "Hey, can I help you with something?" And they go, "No, I'll figure it out." You're like, "All right, see you, bro. Good luck," right?
Yeah,
Same thing, right?
exactly. Well said. Great analogy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay. So if you're not having sex, what else?
Yeah, so that's one of them if you're not having sex. Also, if you find yourself having the same fight over and over again, or small fights constantly lead to big blow-ups where it just feels dramatic and you're like, what happened? We were just talking about me taking out the trash, and now all of a sudden I'm the worst husband in the world. How do we get from here to here?
Right. We have gone from a conversation about money and buying the kids clothes or shoes or vacation or whatever it is, and then me saying, well, this is why I do the business, and then you saying you're worse than Hitler.
Yep, exactly.
Right. So somehow I've
Exactly.
gone from the kids need shoes to I'm worse than Hitler.
Exactly. Yep. That's another big sign. And one of the main things that I teach that has been really, really helpful, a lot of us, kind of like you already alluded to, feel like if she doesn't understand us, We have to just explain what we meant. If we could just explain what we really mean, then she won't be upset. That doesn't work. You really have to lead with curiosity. That is how it begins. Curiosity about her experience. So if she's saying to you, I just feel like we're super disconnected. Like I miss how it used to be. Don't try to explain, well, it's just not like this now because I have this, this, and this to do on my to-do list. Instead, it's more like, it sounds like you're saying that you don't feel the same connection with me that you felt before I started this business. Can you tell me more about that? And let her talk and listen. The reason that works so well is because that will calm down her nervous system. You hearing her, it'll also calm down your nervous system, and then you'll really be able to respond to her and communicate honestly about what is happening with your experience as well. But if two people both have activated nervous systems because they're missing each other, it does not matter what you say. It's not going to land, and you're not going to walk away from that conversation with repair. It's just going to be more rupture.
So if you're constantly explaining and you don't feel like the explanation is sinking in, maybe explaining is not the best step here, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
great. And I'm making light of this a little bit. I'm making some jokes about it, but this is hard.
Okay, it
This is
is.
hard to do. So if you are watching this and we've just described you and you're like, well, these guys don't get it either. This is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to do. It's hard for everyone, but especially hard for men, especially successful men or ambitious
Yes.
men who are working really hard to achieve something.
Yes. And it's so based on how we were socialized and conditioned. I call the way that we were socialized the man box. And so much of us don't even realize that we were conditioned into that. So I can't speak for you, but I know for me and a lot of the guys that I work with, we have a couple of defining moments in our youth where we were humiliated for showing emotion, whether it might be fear, whether it might be sadness, whatever it was. And then we watched other boys around us be humiliated for that as well. So we learned a core lesson. I will not be safe if I show that side of me. And we just kind of inherited that, and that is what our nervous system has absorbed. So when we are full adults, even if we are extremely successful and we have all these things going for us, we still have that in our most intimate relationships. And that is a huge barrier for men that we don't consciously think about.
No. And don't get me wrong, I was in the Air Force for 20 years. I did deployments to the Middle East. That, have a to-do list, be strong, stick to it, get the job done, protect, look out for that serves us well at certain times, but
Right.
we're talking about the times that this doesn't serve us.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So we've talked about what some of the signs are.
Yeah,
What are some of the first steps somebody who's watching should take
yeah.
before they call you?
Well, definitely, I would say start with curiosity. That is something that you can do without even talking to me whatsoever. Another thing that I would recommend is to really just sit with yourself. And I know this is extremely hard to do, but actually check in and be like, how am I feeling about this situation? If I wasn't worried about being judged, what would I say? Because that is usually way more vulnerable and way different from what we actually do say in those conversations. But actually understanding what is going on for us beneath, I'm so busy, I'm so stressed, I have this huge list, is actually what she wants to hear. So those are the two things I would say to start with.
All right. So, not explaining I have all these things to do, but saying, look, I have this huge list of things to do, and this is how I'm feeling about it right now. And they need to get done. I can't not do them.
Yeah, I'm really scared, actually. I have X amount of budget left for my marketing, and I'm not getting the ROI, and I'm really, really scared. I might need to raise a new round of funding, and I just don't want to go through that again. I feel like there's something wrong with me. How am I still messing this up? Like, those are the things that you need to be able to say.
Have you connected with Haas Rushdie yet today?
Haas.
Haas.
Is he the one who runs the Henderson chapter?
Yeah, he doesn't run it, but he's involved with it. But I don't think they have this kind of thing in the Innovation Henderson program. But I think you and Haas need to talk about maybe they get you in for a night or or if you're open to
I would love
volunteering a
to.
little time.
Absolutely.
Where's Haj Rusty?
I saw him earlier.
When we're done here, I'll go introduce you because I'm going to go grab a glass of water anyway.
Awesome.
But I'll get you
Awesome.
guys introduced because for Innovation Henderson or any of the other programs that we have in town, I think this would be fantastic. So before we let you go, tell everybody who you are, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So again, Jason Hill. My company is Beyond the Man Box. You can find us at beyondthemanbox.com. And then if you want to connect with me directly on LinkedIn, it's LinkedIn/IN/Jason Thomas Hill.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to leave us with? Any last words of wisdom or before we let you go?
Yeah, if you also want to talk more, I am offering an option that I'll talk about more. I don't really want to sell here, but I am offering a free day-long workshop to get you into the work and just start working on the things that are really hard for you. And so that is a complete value add that is just a gift from me to you.
Is that
So-
online? Is that
In person.
In person
Yes.
here in Las Vegas?
Yes, here in Las Vegas.
And do you know when that's going to be yet or still TBD?
Yeah, that's going to be in October. So
October.
we're still working on the date, but it will be in October.
Okay, so if you're watching, you're not in Las Vegas, check it out. Because if you're coming to Las Vegas, maybe you can time it out where you can do that workshop and you can come join us at Tech Alley on the third Saturday of the month.
Yes, and also if you really like what you've heard and you want to reach out to me, if I have enough interest, I will do an extra one on Zoom for people who are not local in Las Vegas. So it just depends on the demand. Talk to me if you need the help, and I'll create something for you.
All right, reach out. Jason, thank you so much for
Yes,
joining us. We're
thank
going to take a
you.
little break because I'm going to go introduce him to Haas, and I'm going to get a glass of water because I've been talking, I think, for an hour and a half straight.
Oh, yeah, you did
So,
a break.
but we will be back in just a minute.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. I might need to. Here. All right, so we found Haas. We got Jason introduced to Haas. And what's cool about that is Haas told me he has sent me a screenshot of the actual dates for all the Henderson, Innovate Henderson Launch Lab stuff. So I'm going to go find that screenshot right now and tell you guys what the actual dates of everything are. Okay. Is this right? It says September 8th. I didn't think it was starting that soon, but okay. So the cohort will start on September 8th. It'll be 5 to 7:30 p.m. And that's what you need to know. So again, applications are due August 18th, 2026. That's coming up. It's 3 days from now, 2.5 days from now, really. And so go ahead and do that. And then the program starts on September 8th, 2026. And if you miss this one, that's okay. There's going to be a future one. So let's close that out. Deal with all the rest of this later. Okay. Now what we're going to do. It has been an exciting day here at Tech Alley downtown, let me tell you. As you've heard me talk about with some of the guests, it has been a little bit of a crazy day. Everything seems to be going wrong for everybody, but it looks like we got through it. It looks like everything is going right here at Tech Alley in downtown Las Vegas. This is our monthly, every third Saturday of the month, we meet at 3rd Street Vegas, coincidentally on 3rd Street Las Vegas, at the corner of 3rd Street and Gas Avenue in downtown Las Vegas. It is the premier tech and entrepreneurship networking event in town. There are talks. I'm going to go through all the talks that have already happened, all the talks that are going to happen later today. We'd love to have you come down and join us if you're in Las Vegas. So I'm going to read you the list, but if you're interested in any of these things, we'd love to see you come down here. Lunch is happening right now. Anyone who comes down to Tech Alley and registers, you want to jump on? Yeah, I'm always up for company. All right, you're going to have to wait for that list of what's happening because we got our good friend Mike Wilson here. He's going to tell us what's going on with Stand with Crypto, Web3, AI Film. Take your pick, dealer's choice. What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, man, so many amazing things. I absolutely love tech.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Jason, I love what you do. I love that you're running the Leduc Leadership, the Instagram. Make sure that everyone's out there. If you're watching, go check out Leduc and his Instagram. Love Tech Alley. This is where it all starts. And I think, we're going to look back 3 to 5 years, maybe not even that long, and say, man, we'll look at what Tech Alley was able to accomplish.
I've seen the change. Just we're 5 years into Tech Alley. The 5th anniversary was in April. About a year and a half ago, I really, when we were up 3.5 years in, I really started to see a change in our ecosystem that I think this event happening every month, being accessible, being free to attend, being welcoming, really has helped our ecosystem, and it's really gotten what I think the key piece of any ecosystem needs to be is people showing up to each other's stuff, and Tech Alley has helped foster that.
Jason, it's worth mentioning. It's because of people like you. It's because of people like Taverna Costera providing this absolutely incredible food every single Tech Alley. I'm all constant, and Chef Chris, the guy who makes the food, is serving it to you, so he stands behind it. And the food's incredible, but Taverna Costera is amazing. And 3rd Street, they give us a heck of a deal to be here, is what Josh was just saying. And so it takes a lot of people to come together, to really make something like this happen. And you can see where Vegas supports each other. Unlike any other city, people come here new and fresh, and they don't know where to go, but they come here.
They come here. I think every week when we do announcements, I ask who's here for the first time, and I think a third of the hands were first time people here, which is great. And we haven't even talked about the effort that goes into the people like you who come in and give the talks, whether it's an educational talk, whether it's demo time, whatever it is, showing off what somebody's doing in the tech world or their business or whatever it is. We get. I haven't even looked at the list today. We've had so many great guests come on, and that's what this is all about, is to share what the guests are doing. I'll get to the list of things that are going on today, but I think we have 12 to 15 speakers today in the various different theaters and the various different time blocks today, and that takes time. You don't just come in and kind of wing a talk like this.
No, they are so prepared. These other speakers are amazing. I have a great time at my presentation, Theater One, at 1 p.m. right after lunch. And come down here next month, third Saturday, every single month, Tech Alley. Absolutely incredible. Shout out to Josh for putting it all together. We cover a wide variety of topics. Just in on my meetup alone, we talk about crypto, we talk about AI. We even show award-winning AI-generated films that are just blow your mind. You really wouldn't even know it's AI. I asked the last time, and if people raised their hands, they didn't think it was AI. So it's that incredible. And soon, I guess we take the AI title off of it. It's just films. It's just creative people, being creative. But we're happy to use the theater as it's intended to be. We have amazing people out here, knowledgeable, friendly. They all want to talk to you. They all want to find out, what are you into, and they'll tell you about the startup that they're doing. And so this kind of community is going to continue to grow and foster. I think we're going to end up, we have booths now here with vendors, which I absolutely love. We've got Legal Shield and Enthralla, which is a really amazing app. Last month you talked to Amir, and I appreciate you for doing that. It was so neat to hear him explain his new app and teaching kids 0 to 2. So there's not a lot of tech around, toddlers, really. But this type of thing really educates the kids. I love to see it. And so we just keep growing out here. And boy, if you're watching live, thank you for watching. Check out our events are all on the same channel. And then, of course, you're broadcasting your own channel as well?
This is going out on the Leduc Leadership and Media Group channel. It's also going out on the Tech Alley YouTube channel, so I'm not sure where you're getting it. It's going out on a bunch of my social media feeds. Wherever you're getting this, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. Mike, give us a little preview of what your talk today is going to be about.
Thank you so much for asking. Yes, I'm really excited about it. We brought in some amazing speakers, and so we have Eric Vegas going to talk a little bit about Claude. We've got cybersecurity and cyber insurance. So it's kind of interesting to see, how you can protect yourself in this world of tech, this new push of tech. And then, of course, what I like to do is I like to use tech to bring people together. And so I'll be talking a little bit about Maxbox and my new kind of an event co-host. And so next event you go to, Vegas Crypto Group, will have a thing on the screen. You'll scan the QR code. It checks you into the event. It automatically enters you into the raffle, and it gives you the ability to play our trivia. We'll have a little bit of trivia on there. It's fun and educational. And then we have a photo booth that allows you to take a picture at our event, and it has a little frame around it that says, what the event is. And we try to promote the sponsors and the venue and everyone that we can. And that's, again, I think, unique to Vegas because we're all kind of on the same playing ground here in Vegas. We all kind of want to see each other succeed, so we're all kind of helping each other do that. And so if you'd like to come down and be present here, whether it's a startup or a demo or whatever you want to do, come on down, talk to some of the meetup organizers. Like Jason said, there's 12 to 15 different organizers. And
I think there might be 15 talks today. I'll run through them all. I'll count it up when I finally run them down for you guys.
We have something for everyone.
Yeah, it's been fantastic for 5 years. It's fantastic today. It's going to be even more fantastic in the future. So Crypto Clubhouse is coming up. Web3 Wednesday will be coming up in a couple weeks. Do you guys have any other event? I mean, it's not you guys, but Crypto Mondays are still happening, right?
That's right. And so we support our fellow Crypto Mondays. They do it at the Circa. I think I'm pointing at it here. I think this is
it's
right here.
Yes, right here.
Right there.
That's where crypto at the top of the building is. That's where Crypto Mondays are.
Tell you what.
And it's at the Legacy Club, and I really love the Legacy Club. I'm gonna have to block a Monday night out to show up to Crypto Mondays.
Yeah, stop by. It's one of the best views in town. I'll tell you what, it is amazing.
It's right.
And
there.
it's so cool. You can see
I'm literally pointing at where Crypto Mondays is.
They're waving back from there, pointing at us.
So, and the Legacy Club is a great venue. If you haven't been, come on down to Crypto Mondays, and you're really going to meet a bunch of great people. You're really going to enjoy it.
So people can go to Vegas Crypto Group on meetup.com. That's how they find out about the things we're doing. And then I'd just like to let everybody know we talk a lot about the Clarity Act because, we're really trying to keep innovation in America and allow more startups and entrepreneurs and more innovators to, to continue to build. And then also to bring in some consumer protections around the technology, which we really need. And, it's been an uphill battle. For 1 year, we've been working on this bill, one whole year, and even more, if you go back. So we're at the point now where it's going to get a vote. And we're so excited to hear this because, Congress has a lot to focus on. I mean, this is maybe, so we've got time. The reason why I bring it up is because I'm hoping that everyone here watching will contact their congressman, contact their senator, let them know that we want to keep innovation in America, that we deserve consumer protections. Every other country around the world is now regulating this. And if we don't, we will be left behind. And we don't want to move businesses offshore. This is programmable money. It's really our time to step up as the United States. And so that's what I'm encouraging people to do is go to standwithcrypto.org. It'll tell you everything you need to do, make it real easy for you to contact your senator. It'll tell you more about the Clarity Act. And honestly, we're so excited to get that vote September 15th, and I think it's going to pass. I'm very hopeful.
And you don't even need to know who your senator or your congressman is. Standwithcrypto.org will tell you who it is, and they will tell you where they stand on these issues.
That's right. They grade each
and how to
each
contact
representative.
them.
That's right.
If you want to tell them, yes, I love where you stand on this issue, or hey, we need to talk because this isn't. I don't think you're getting this right.
Well, that's the most important thing, is that they hear from you. Every constituent voice really matters, and we try to give everyone, encourage everyone to make a phone call, because one phone call equals like 1,000 people, because not everybody tends to reach out. But the fact is that they need to hear from you to know that there is support for crypto on the ground here, that their constituents support it and want to see innovation here in America.
And you may not get to talk to your representative or senator, but you will get to talk to one of their staffers.
Yes.
And their staffers are very knowledgeable about what's going on, usually, at least in Nevada. They're very knowledgeable about what's going on. They want to hear what the constituents have to say about this, and they can have a real conversation with you about this, and you can make your views known to those staffers.
Great way to put it. Your voice really matters in this case. And so we have another 30 days or so till we get there. And in that time, if you're so inclined to support technology and innovation, then let's go ahead and contact your senators. Go to standwithcrypto.org and help us all out.
Okay.
And I really appreciate your time today, Jason, and all the hard work we're doing. We're here in the lunchroom. I think the microphone's probably picking up our voices really well.
It's starting to pick up a lot of background noise.
But
so
the
we're-
background noise is there, but that should be a good sign to you guys to come join us next time.
That's how busy it is here and how much is going on and how great an event this is. Okay,
We're loving it.
Clarity Act, we're gonna get it.
Yes.
What's next on the agenda for Stand With Crypto after the Clarity Act?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked. So with any luck, we will get this passed. And with your help at home, calling in and contacting your representatives, we'll get this thing passed. When that passes, then it comes down to states. How does each state going to regulate things? Here in Nevada, we're very unique because we have the casinos really, trying to hold their ground as well. And so there's anti-money laundering and know your customer KYC laws that need to be in place in order for this to move forward here in Nevada. So we'll be focusing on everything Nevada with
Well,
crypto.
it sounds like a fantastic opportunity for us here in Nevada because of those know your customer laws that have been in place forever, the anti-money laundering laws that we have in the state, the laws for any business that touches gaming.
Yeah.
Right. Not so much recently. A lot more states have gaming and gambling and that kind of thing, and they've had to adopt kind of the gold standard Nevada has had to develop. But it gives us an opportunity to be one of the first places in the nation to adopt the rules that will make sense and implement and be meshed with know your customer rules, anti-money laundering rules, gaming rules, all that kind of stuff. So it gives Nevada a really great opportunity to lean forward on this, figure out how we're doing it here, and then become the gold standard for how every other state does it.
Yeah, I think we're going to get there too. So Stand With Crypto has a chapter president in every single state, and they do amazing events. And so we'll continue to do events as well. Go to standwithcrypto.org, click on events. You can see an event in your state if you're not in Nevada. I'm focused on Nevada, but every state will need to decide what kind of stable coins they're going to hold. Is there going to be a strategic reserve? How will this thing be regulated in our state? And I want to be at the tip of the spear when it comes to those sort of decisions. And we could do that here in Nevada. I'm real excited about it. But it won't happen unless the Clarity Act gets passed. And that we still have senators on the fence, but it is nonpartisan. So we like to involve everyone. Technology doesn't care what side of the aisle you're on.
Right.
And honestly, this is going to give everyone an opportunity here in this country to succeed with a new technology.
Yep.
And I'm excited about you see it here every day. There's so many people.
And as Mike mentioned earlier, tech is better when we make it about making humanity better.
Oh, well, I'm
Right.
so glad you said that. I want to use technology to bring people together. I think oftentimes, the technology, or at least the media, divides people. But I think we can use this move of technology to really keep our humanity and bring people together. So we'll be talking about that a lot more. Our meetups, again, are on meetup.com. Come out and join us. We have a great time.
Yeah, they're always, there's stuff almost every week, if not every week.
Yep.
And so just check that meetup site. That's the best place to find all the info because some of them are moving targets. They're not always a regular time. Check out the Vegas Crypto Group meetup and you will get all the information you need. Mike, is there anything else you want to leave us with?
No, just another big thank you to everyone. The biggest thank you goes to all the attendees. We have an incredible crowd today. I mean, it's probably about 100 people here.
It's huge. It's huge again.
can't believe
Every time I think this is the biggest crowd we're going to get, the next month surpasses it.
It's incredible. I hope we don't outgrow this venue. This venue is amazing. The restaurant, the theater.
I don't think we could possibly outgrow this venue.
I hope not. I hope not.
We would need to be in like the Thomas and Mack Center or Allegiant Stadium or the T-Mobile Arena
convention center
if we outgrew this venue. There's so much more room to expand here.
There really is. And so in the morning announcements, one of my points was, hey, if you're here today, remind a friend and bring a friend next month, and so I'm trying to get everyone to bring a friend. Of course, if you're watching at home, come down and bring a friend with you. And that way we kind of expand it because everyone here has a friend that maybe didn't make it or would be interested. So
if any of what we're talking about in these side conversations, like this is why we do this. This is the best part of Tech Alley is these side conversations. I haven't even told you about the amazing talks and sessions that are going on today, and I'll get to that in a minute. But this is what's going on. This is what's going on here, all over there where you can't see it.
It's amazing. Jason, thank you for your time.
All right, thanks, Mike.
All right, we'll see you soon, people.
All right, hang in there. There's an announcement going on. Oh, he's great. Hang tight. There's an announcement going on.
The AI agent is going to be introducing me, and that's set up all the AV for me in the theater. So that's pretty cool. This is a fully live system powered by Spot, which is a crypto token on Solana, which is about to go nuclear. No, I'm not allowed to say that. This is not investment advice. Do your own research. This is not security or all that. So, but this is Brock is the name. BROK. Dogman makes the next.com. If you want, I might even take questions for Brock in the theater. Just throw it out there and see what crazy questions you want to come up with. We might do that too. So hope to see you there at 2:45 in Theater 1.
Okay. Announcement's done. As promised, what's going on today? We're here at Tech Alley downtown, the monthly meetup event for tech in the Las Vegas Valley. We are at 3rd Street, Vegas, on the corner of 3rd Street and Gas Avenue in downtown Las Vegas. And if you're not here and any of these things sound interesting to you, come on down. If you're not in Las Vegas and you can't make it today, or you're in Las Vegas and you can't make it today, come on down next month. We will be here the 3rd Saturday of every month. We're here doing the live stream, sharing these sharing these side conversations that are what really is the heart of what goes on at Tech Alley. So let me tell you what's already happened. So the Tech Alley starts as a 10 a.m. like networking kickoff. We do announcements like 10:30. And then at 11 o'clock, the first round of sessions starts. That goes from 11 to 12:15. This morning, we had social marketing with Jackson Wright. Timothy May hosted the Las Vegas AI meetup. Michael Spencer filled in for Kurt Walker on Who's Got My Money. Blockchain Self-Custody with James Roop in Theater 4. Innovation Essentials hosted by UNLV Rachel Gomez. And startup attorney Caleb Green was helping people out with their legal questions about their businesses and startups. So that's what's happened this morning. If any of those things sound great, all those things will be back next month. So come join us the 3rd Saturday of the month in downtown Las Vegas. Right now, Haz Rushdie, he was on the live stream earlier. He did a couple announcements earlier. He's doing a Q&A for an upcoming program called Launch Lab by Innovation Henderson. They're helping people go from idea to basically getting out to market and making sales. That's going to be starting in September, but the applications are due in just a couple of days to do August 18th. So if that's interesting, you can go back and kind of look through the live stream here, or get the information about Innovation Henderson. I think it's innovationhenderson.org. And while that's going on, we're doing lunch. Taverna Costera provides a free lunch to everyone who comes down and registers. So you may still, if you get down here in the next few minutes, may still be able to get in on that. And then the second round of talks will start at 1:15. That will be Mike Wilson, who just joined us with the Vegas Crypto Group session. Josh Stacy, our good friend Josh Stacy, will be doing an AI workshop in the Theater 2. Adam Englander will be doing Las Vegas Python meetup, or Vegas Pi as they call it. So if you're interested in Python, come on down and join us for that in Theater 3. Acacia Thornton, she's been on the stream before. Hopefully we'll get to talk to her today. She's doing how to profit and protect when sharing your business ideas. That's something that a lot of business entrepreneurs really struggle with is when they get their first idea or when they get their idea, who can they talk to about it? How do they protect that idea? How do they keep people from stealing that idea? And Acacia Thornton's going to go through all that stuff with you. And then our good friend Maria Cristini and Brian Carpio are doing the Amazon Web Services user group in Theater 7. And then the third round of talks, 2:45 to 4 o'clock, Ronald Ingram is going to be doing his Brock and Spock Genius AI Agentic Commerce talk. Ronald's been on the stream with us a couple times talking about Brock and his system there. And then Josh Stacy will be doing another AI workshop in Theater 2. And that is what's going on today. So that's what's going to be going on here. We'd love to see you come down. If you're in Las Vegas and any of that stuff sounded interesting to you, come on down and join us here at 3rd Street Vegas in the corner of 3rd Street and Gas Avenue in downtown Las Vegas. Still time to get down here for free lunch on Taverna Costera. It smells delicious. I haven't had any yet, but it almost always is delicious. In fact, it always is delicious. So come on and get on down here and we'll see you. And if you can't make it today, we're here the third Saturday every month. And if you're watching and you're not in Las Vegas or from Las Vegas and you're coming to Las Vegas, we'd love to see you down here. So if you can plan your trip around the third Saturday of the month and come join us at downtown Tech Alley, we'd love to see you here. I'm going to go try to grab another glass of water. Hey, how are you? You want to jump on for a minute? Sit tight. Ronald Ingram, who we just talked about, is going to jump on and join us. All right, Ronald Ingram, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So you are. I literally just did the rundown of what's happening this afternoon. And of course, in the third round of talks today, you're doing a Brock and Spock Agentic AI talk.
That's right.
So tell us what that's all about.
So
Get this closer to you.
This is going to be Brock's first time. Brock is my super robo genius private banker. Long name for a reason, because it goes so far beyond what any banker could ever do. I just want to it has to create a little bit of cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been keeping up with us, you've been on a couple of times talking about Brock and what it can do.
Yeah. So I found out another skill that it could do. I'm super jacked about this. So sometimes I get confused with all the AV stuff, right? So not my primary banking, biohacking, programming even, but all these things are different disciplines. So normally I have a crew with me that helps me set stuff up. This time, and this time I used Brock to set up my AV for me. So
live without a net, Brock is taking care of it.
So I went into Theater 1, plugged in the HDMI cable into my MacBook, and asked Brock to detect the sound system that was available. And set everything up for me. Remember all the settings, so that when I go in at 2:45 to do the presentation on Brock, Brock is going to do a lot of the talking actually, and Brock set his own system up. So I just plug in the HDMI cable. Brock comes up, full sound, everything. It's really cool. I'm just
That's exciting. That's
yeah,
that's exciting that you were just able to plug in an HDMI cable and tell your AI assistant, okay,
Figure it out.
I don't want to go look at all of this. Can you go, please, figure out what you're connected to, and let's run through what we're going to do today. And that worked in a test.
yes.
Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I mean, this is Mike Wilson and I just talked about tech is at its best when it's helping humanity be at its best, right?
Right.
And that's a really clear example of that, of a very smart, sophisticated AI model that is smart enough to go, okay, I know what an HDMI is.
Yep.
I know what other HDMI devices are.
Right.
I can look across this HDMI connection and see what I'm connected to, and I can start talking to these other devices and saying, okay, I want to broadcast my voice out over these speakers, and they figure it out, and it's great.
It may sound mundane, but it's super exciting, right? It's
It
really
is
practical
super
things
exciting.
like this that your AI can do. So
I use AI for a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you said to me, I bet you could plug your laptop in with an HDMI connector to the system, I would and just tell
Tell me
the
what's
AI
connected.
to connect up. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work. Because I mean, you see all this stuff I've got here.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I don't know if that's going to work. All right, let's let this announcement pass. Okay, so
Okay.
all right, so that little digression
yeah.
aside,
So I'm on the brink of something really exciting, as usual.
yeah.
Things are moving so fast. This is the singularity economy, where you have the convergence of artificial intelligence, AI, artificial intelligence, AI, crypto, which is where I started. Before Brock launched, we launched a crypto token.
Yep.
I think maybe the first banker in America to launch a crypto, and on the Solana network, and quantum. All of these things are all converging all at once. So I've entered, and so submitting my application for the $2 million Google X Prize. So I'm
Okay.
a developer in that, and that is on Monday. So everything is ready. This is a very interesting competition. It was only open to digital native enterprises. So Neobanks is a digital native enterprise. Everything built from the ground up. Team of 40 plus, what would be the equivalent of 40 people now, all agents, all our AI agents, all feeding into Brock. And so they measure on a few things. They measure on traction. So I launched, I think I was talking to you like, I don't know, just before or after the Brock's launch, just like less than a month ago, I think.
Yeah, no, you were on a couple of months ago telling it was coming up, and then I think it was last month you were on like, hey, we're
Right.
going.
So not only did I have to build this for this competition, I had to have traction and revenue. I have it. So in less than 30 days, net positive cash flow.
Fantastic. Love to see that.
Yeah, so like
Love to see
thousands
that.
of users, and people are finding utility. But so it's measured on it being AI native, which we are, based on real traction, which we have. And the other thing, though, which I found interesting, is impact. And that this is really important because I found data recently. America is like way behind in artificial intelligence adoption and way more resistant. Meanwhile, who is not? Indonesia,
Yep.
China, 80% plus favorable to AI. In America, it's less than 30%.
Yeah, we're going through something right now. I think we're going to push through this in the next year or
Yeah.
so. But once people start seeing, oh, this thing can do something I've always like. This is what I use AI for: is all the things in my business that I've always wanted to do and never had time for.
Yes.
Like it. I mean, Claude Cowork is running stuff for me right now.
Yep.
Like I can look at my phone and a bunch of tasks are literally going right now.
Yep.
When people start figuring that out, that this can do all the things I've never had time to do, and it's not going to destroy the world. We're going to get through this. I think we just.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet. after November, for obvious reasons,
Yeah.
and after the first of the
Yeah.
year, the dialogue around AI is going to change in this country.
I think so, and it has to, but we don't need to focus on the FUD. You know, I think that people will, and that's what I'm hoping people will see in my presentation today, is that you can really have a dialogue. But the third thing that Google is measuring on, which I found very interesting, was impact.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the really unique things with Brock, the reason for such a long name is Brock goes far beyond what a banker would do in terms of getting to know you and remember past interactions. So this persistent memory, which is part of our proprietary system and very unique. And also it's a little bit, a lot of models are all things to all people, whereas Brock is focused on health and wealth but health as well. So they like that actually, because there's a study done, just phenomenal numbers that would be achieved if health span were improved just a little bit in America. Like David Sinclair did this study, trillions of dollars potential impact, right? So Brock has that built in. I mentioned that last time. Brock, you can give it your labs and it'll give you your biological age, right?
Yep.
And so so that gives you a starting point, and then go from there, and you can talk to Brock. And now I've been looking at people that do that. They talk to Brock and they start to inquire. And so this is an indication of a real social impact on health.
That's
You'd
fantastic.
expect wealth, right? Because it's Brock, your super robo genius private banker. But the health part is very important, and we're seeing an impact there.
And I'm glad you're tying them together, because for a long time, in this country, we haven't.
Right. And one last thing. So, and there's another test that I didn't really talk about that much. Well, I did actually. The Enneagram, which is the Ingram Enneagram, and it's about not just pigeonholing somebody. My system is looking at how to utilize all aspects, how to bring out your superpowers, if you will, because we all have these different archetypes that exist within us. So by starting out, and I think that Google really likes this, the early on for less than 2 cents, 2 tokens, right? You could do this personality test and find out more about yourself. And now you can ask other people to do the test on you and see how they perceive you and really start to get to know yourself. And that is an important starting point before you get into what stock to pick or what crypto to buy or not buy, or how to differentiate between, what is your risk tolerance and all those things. We know that. But even beyond that, and I think that this is going to be very important when people start to see how many things AI can do for them. And I'm more of the utopian,
I'm an optimist.
Star Trek world,
I'm an
right?
optimist, yeah.
Diamandis and so on. So I think we are going to have more time, more leisure. And so what does that mean? People are going to care more about maybe their wealth initially, but very soon it's going to turn to health, and it's going to turn Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're going to be thinking about what's really important, what your passion is, what do you really want to do, right? Those things like you were saying, you use AI to do
freeing your
the
brain,
things.
freeing your brain up for strategic thinking, because you're not grinding through a spreadsheet on something.
So yeah, kind of really excited about. So this is a big week for us. I've had a lot of interviews, and appreciate you taking the time to have me again. And
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Give us a little preview of what your talk's going to be about today.
Yeah, sure. It's introducing Brock, and actually Brock is going to introduce me as well. And we're talking about some of these utilities that Brock has, some of the the different tools that Brock has, and and how Brock is differentiated in the space, and how you can use anybody from kitchen table to boardroom can use Brock to assist with and guide them in economic decisions and in health decisions, but not as a medical. This is not medical advice, any of that ever. Not legal advice, none of that. But it's providing access to research, knowledge about yourself. So I'm just going to introduce Brock's capabilities, and Brock is going to introduce his own capabilities.
Cool.
And we're also going to open it up to people to see if they can, I won't put thoughts and ideas in people's heads, but just to leave it open-ended for people to ask questions to Brock as well. But everybody can do that at home right now for, there's no costs. I'm not asking for a subscription fee, but people are subscribing, because when you subscribe to this, it's not like subscribing to when you subscribe to your cable. and you say you're paying $150 a month for your top tier system, does your cable company call you and say, hey, you only used $50 last month, can we refund you that $100? Wouldn't that be
Right.
great?
That doesn't happen.
Right.
So.
So you use it or you lose it. With us, you're paying, you're buying, and you're using the service, using the crypto, the spot token to pay for the service. Now, if you're subscribed and you haven't used Brock that much, that's not so bad because you're accumulating
tokens.
a digital asset that has scarcity like Bitcoin, but has real value.
So
right?
ask your questions to Brock wisely.
Yes. So ask wise questions.
Ask questions. Don't be stingy, but ask them in a smart way.
Yeah, and you can do it at home for like you literally right now you get 100 tokens just by going to the site and clicking on the link. You'll get 100 tokens to try out, and you can try all the services because they're generally 1 to 2 tokens, right? So I'll be talking a little bit more about that, and that's it.
Well, that is happening at 2:45 today down here at 3rd Street Vegas on the corner of 3rd Street and Gas Avenue in Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas. So come on down. If this sounded really interesting to you, there's time to get down here. There's time to come jump in and sit in on Ronald's talk. So,
all right.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks
Good luck
again.
on the talk. All right. We got a couple more guests, a couple folks hanging out who want to jump on. So go ahead, sit down. Tell everybody who you are and what your company is and all that kind of stuff.
Hi there. I'm Murali Kanlagunta. I just moved to Las Vegas, and my company name is Anthium AI. We are building Amazon for space.
Fantastic.
And so basically, we want to pre-position supplies in the space. So when someone needs it, we will deliver to them. They can just go online, order just like Amazon, and we can deliver to them within hours, rather than months instead of getting into launch manifests and
one of my jobs in the Air Force was I worked on satellites. I worked on stuff, and that was always a challenge because every program was an individual program, and you had to figure out what its launch costs were going to be and all those kinds of things. This was back in the 90s.
Yes.
So it was incredibly difficult. And I do want to say you reached out to me on LinkedIn earlier in the week, so I'm glad you made it down here. What do you think of Tech Alley?
Oh, this is great. I mean, I was initially when I was keeping my mind open to I don't know how the tech scene is here, but this is great. There's so many people here. There are a lot of founders. I met a lot of quality connections. I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah, Tech Alley's been a big part of boosting our ecosystem here, and it was something we really needed help with. It was we didn't have people making connections here. Yeah. And now, Tech Alley's been going for 5 years, and they've really got the flywheel turning on that. And it's really exciting to me to see people are hearing about Tech Alley. They're coming down, they're meeting people, and they're deciding to collaborate on things, or they're deciding to just stay in touch and be friends. But we're starting to build that same kind of ecosystem you see in other tech communities where people are showing up to each other's stuff and they're supporting each other, and people know what's going on. And if they run into someone who needs something, they say, "Oh, I know somebody I can introduce you to."
Yeah, definitely. When I was looking up online for startup events, this the first thing first thing was you talking about tech scene. And I also, like, you have Air Force backgrounds. I also wanted to connect with you in that regard as well, as you mentioned. So that's one of the things that attracted me. And thank you so much for inviting me. This is very cool.
I'm glad it was helpful. This is, in my opinion, this is the best event in all of Las Vegas any given month. There are a lot of events that go on. They're all great, but this is the one with just the most connections. I always say we do this live stream because this is the best part of Tech Alley.
Yeah.
The sessions are great. The talks are great. Please come down and see the talks. They're amazing. If you can't come down and see them, they're all going to be on the Tech Alley YouTube channel. They won't be up today, but they'll be up over the course of the coming week. So if you've missed a talk, you can go back and see them. I think they go almost all the way back to the beginning of Tech Alley.
Oh, wow.
So 5 years ago. I know there's some that didn't get recorded, but you can go back and find them all. But this is the best part of Tech Alley. These conversations, people getting to know each other, learning about your startup, learning about what you need, learning about what you can help other people with, and just being able to make those connections. And that's what this is about, is trying to take this. This is what I think the best part of Tech Alley is, and bring it out to other people. So other communities can see this is what's going on in Las Vegas, and folks in Las Vegas or folks who are interested in our ecosystem can come join us here at Tech Alley.
Yeah. Definitely come check out Tech Alley. It's really awesome. There's quite a few folks here, and then I made a lot of great connections. You should definitely come check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get back to your startup. When did you start it? Did you start it here in Vegas? Let's get a little history of the startup.
Yeah, I mean, I started this around 6 months ago, and I have a background in NASA. I worked for 15 years for NASA, mostly on the telescope side of things. Working on flying telescopes. But then later, I started my own company, a robotic startup, which was basically building robots for retail. Doing stocking, restocking. So I transitioned out of that startup, and now I'm bringing my aerospace and as well as some of the robotics experience that I have, and then I found that many of the current space platforms that are going to come up, the biggest challenge is for them to generate revenue from commercial entities. So, like, even if you go to Space Force, most of the companies that they're looking for are dual use technologies, right?
Yep.
So when you're looking for revenues from commercial, the space inside your platform, your platform becomes really critical. For example, ISS, right? A cubic meter of volume in ISS, it comes out to be around $150 million.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, some of the other platforms are not as big, but it still comes out to $5 to $15 million per cubic meter.
Right.
Which is an expensive real estate that you could use for revenue generating rather than use for storage or redundancy system.
Or if in the case of the International Space Station, or government, and that's more experimentation you could do. That's more science you could do. That's another person you could put up there to do more work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, space is still like the launch is pretty much solved thanks to SpaceX and the great companies that are doing that. But now, what is after that, right? So, and we want to establish the logistics in space. That is the next frontier. You cannot grow to a $2 trillion market without having logistics established, and that's critical for both national sovereignty reason as well as
you are so far ahead of this compared to everybody else who's thinking about actual revenue generating activities in space. And I love the analogy of Amazon in space, right? It's what when Jeff Bezos started Amazon in the 90s with books, he had the vision of what it could be, but the rest of us didn't really realize until maybe the last 10 years or so what Amazon really is, right? And you're already there with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not just, it needs a whole ecosystem, definitely. Like we are solving one part of the ecosystem. You still need like servicing platforms that deliver stuff. So there are many companies that are building that.
And that's my question is, how far do you take the Amazon analogy, right? What are you developing the tech for other people to build storage spaces in space and the like the Amazon van that drives stuff around? Are you the tech piece? Are you going to be the Amazon warehouse piece? Are it's soup to nuts? Are you just going to do it all?
No. We don't want to do it all. That becomes a bigger scope.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. Amazon is great if you can do it.
Yeah. Well, right now our approach is to build a warehouse in space, and then partner with companies that are already building like Amazon delivery system.
Okay.
Like even UPSs or FedExs, you can give an analogy. So there are many companies. Even recently, Northrop Grumman launched a robotic servicing platform, MEV, Mission Extensive Vehicle, MRV as well. So we plan to, we haven't partnered with them, but we plan to partner with some similar companies and be the warehouse, but you pay for storage in our asset, and then shipping cost is extra. So that's how.
I mean, being the warehouse is enough, right? It's certainly a big enough. From working on space project, what a technical challenge that is. Just to be the warehouse.
Yes.
A warehouse in space is a technical challenge, a big deal technical challenge all on its own. Never mind all the little robots coming and going, and how there's robots inside that pick the stuff and hand it to a robot that takes it somewhere else, et cetera, et cetera. And then you have the challenges of how do I optimize lifting stuff off the surface of the earth to get to my warehouse,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And there's a whole optimization task there of because we don't want her to send lots of launches
Yeah.
with stuff to replace it.
Yeah.
Every time something comes out of something, a little robot takes it out. We don't want to launch to go replace that one thing.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's the whole like operational challenge that comes with it, and which is right now there are a lot of launches. There are a lot of companies that have launches, but still like getting on the launch manifest is a big deal. So we plan to like pre-position some of the supplies in by partnering with some of the launch companies as well. So that's
yeah, I can see that, right? SpaceX, I know from my Air Force days, sometimes you send up ballast because you need the weight on there to balance things out,
Yeah.
but you don't have like maybe one of our experiments fell out and couldn't make the launch date. So now we're just putting heavy stuff.
yeah.
So that might be something you can do with SpaceX is okay. Well, if you have availability,
Yeah.
like we are built in a form factor we can just plug in,
Yeah.
and then when you guys get up there and you separate your upper stage, we just kind of kick off and go do our thing. So
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
It's great, and I think that's the way it's going to work. And just like with an airplane now or a truck now, is there room? Can we jump on there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We plan to partner with companies that both are doing servicing as well as launches, and then it's critical to create that logistics part in space, which is where otherwise you're just mostly like doing. It becomes expensive to operate in space without the logistics layer. So
Yeah, I think you guys are probably 5 to 10 years ahead of everybody else on this.
yeah, and like recently there was a workshop by Space Force as well in Los Angeles about orbital logistics. So there was a two-day workshop.
That's great.
Yeah, talking about how to establish logistics. So there are quite a bit of companies that are doing great work.
I love
in
that.
doing
Love
that.
to see it. Love to see it. So your company's about 6 months old. I know you've been thinking about the problem a long time. What's the first challenge you're tackling on this?
Right now, we want to build a prototype. We have applied for patents already. So now we want to. We've been working on the concept design and getting some of that in place, and then now we want to build a prototype. We want to raise some money as well, funds as well with that. So and build a prototype and showcase to our customers that we are further along with this, and that's where we are right now.
So how are you going to put up a warehouse in space? Is it going to go up in pieces? Is it going to assemble itself? Do you know yet? Is it still like if you're still figuring it out, that's cool. That's what startups are all about. So
we do have a concept that we plan to keep working on it.
Okay.
I would share it some other time.
okay, no, that's fine. I
Yeah.
just again, as somebody who's worked space stuff, it's like okay, well. You can only put up stuff that's so
Yeah,
big up
you see,
there,
yes,
and there are a lot of concepts on inflatable structures
Yes,
and all different kinds of space structures. I didn't know if you guys had landed on something yet. Sounds like you have an idea and you're kind of figuring it out, and that's cool. So we're gonna have to have you back, and gonna have to have you back in a few months to see if we can get an update.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to be back.
Cool. Is there anything else you want to leave the audience with before we let you go?
Yeah, I know. Please contact me, or you can check out our website, antheum.ai, antheom.ai. And my name is Murali Kanlagunta. You can reach me at murali@antheum.ai.
All right.
All right.
Great
Thank
to meet you.
Jason.
Thanks for
Thank you
coming
so much.
down this weekend.
Thank you for the opportunity.
My
Truly
pleasure.
appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'm glad we could connect. All right, let me get a glass of water and we'll give you the rundown of what's happening. gonna go this way. We tried a new setup today. It's working out pretty good. I wanted to be able to read the comments because for the last couple of months, the way we've been set up, I haven't been able to read the comments as people have been putting them in the chat. And then, of course, there are no comments today. But I like this new setup. I think it's working out really well. I hope the video quality is okay for you in the live stream. I know sometimes with the 5G Wi-Fi router here, the 5G internet router here, we don't always get the best quality live, but we do record this in 4K. So if you're watching this and the quality's not great and you'd like to see the 4K version, reach out to me. I'll be happy to cut a clip and put it somewhere where you can grab it, or even put it up on the YouTube channel of the interviews here, so you can catch them. In fact, maybe we'll just start doing that. You know, we've talked about how great AI is. AI may be able to just make this easy and kind of cut the 4K versions of the clips up. If I had AI create a list of timestamps, I might be able to do that. So come join us. Michael Davis, how are you, sir? I'm glad we got to talk. I know I was in the middle of setting up when we talked earlier. So
I'm gonna take off my hat.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Everybody,
get comfortable. That's what it's all about today. We're winding down to the end of the day, yeah, let's get comfortable. So
I'm comfortable. When you're my age, you have to be think about comfort.
Always, I think everybody should think about comfort.
So how you been?
I've been great. We're here. We're running the podcast. You had your big monthly event last week.
Yeah, no, it was
just this past week, right?
Wednesday. It's the second Wednesday of every month. And the meetup group is called Las Vegas Startups.
Yep, the revitalized Las Vegas startup groups. If you remember it from 7 or 8 years ago, it's revitalized.
Yeah, it started 7 years ago, and actually, our speaker this time was the original. He's the founder of Startup NV.
Mr. Jeff Sailing, good friend of the show.
Yeah, Jeff came, spoke, because our group is like startup groups.
Yep.
And so they're looking for, they're looking for customers. They're looking for other people to maybe be a co-founder, but also they're looking for capital.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Jeff's actually, he's the executive director of Sierra Angels.
Sierra Angels, Startup NV, Founder NV, 1864 Fund, Angel NV. I know I'm missing one of the other funds and opportunities for funding here in Nevada. So
yeah, and so he did a good presentation. I'm not going to announce it yet, but I've got a pretty good lineup of speaker for next month.
Okay. Well, one thing I really like, you guys do a great job with your meetup group, is you do a great job putting out announcements about what's in the meetup group. They come into my inbox and I get to see who's coming up and what you have going on. So it's real easy for me to plug into the Monday show. When you guys put those messages in the group, I get them in my inbox and I get to see, there's an announcement here, so I can plug it right into our announcement, plug in the event for the Monday show on the Monday show, as we can say, this is who's coming up at the Las Vegas Startups event.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed it. I've been the organizer now for about 6 months, and we meet at Jackpot Bar and Grill here in Vegas. It's over on the west side. It's at Harmon and Jones. I think it's 4845 Jones Boulevard. And they've got a great happy hour. So if anybody's wanting to come, get there. The meetup starts at 5:30. Happy hour runs till 6. And we had
coming at 4:30.
Yeah,
coming at 4:30. Have a cocktail, have an appetizer, and get yourself ready to network.
You can put $20 in the gaming machines and get free drinks.
There you go. That's your strategy right there. 4:30, $20 extra for gaming. Get yourself an appetizer. Have a free cocktail or two because you're gaming. In case you don't know, like in Nevada, if you're gaming, you get free drinks.
Yeah. But they're not free if you put money in, which normally.
But they are an acceptable loss if you go, I'm going to put in $20.
Yeah.
And you might win. So that's happened to me sometimes. Is I put in $20 to play the machine at the bar and or wherever, and sometimes you hit.
I've been here in Vegas now for a little bit over 3 years. and I'm probably actually up versus, what I've put in on the tables and machine. But I was worried about coming here to Vegas because it's entertainment.
It's so funny because in my younger days, when I was lieutenant in the Air Force in California, just down the road, I would come out here every other month to gamble and have a fun weekend. And then I went off. My next assignment was in Boston. I didn't get out here as often, but when I came out, I would come out and have a good time and gamble. And then I moved here, and I was like, I can go gamble later. I don't need to do it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's different
Yeah,
living here.
One, you have to pace yourself when you live in Vegas.
Yeah.
Two, your body kind of automatically starts to pace yourself. So after the first few months,
I had a friend of mine. He was a dealer over at the Strat. He was telling me that this married couple, they just got married, and they were they were just there at the Strat. He goes to the table, and she goes to the restroom. By the time she got back, he had already lost $10,000.
it's easy. It's easy.
She took her ring off and threw it at him. So, best to know that early.
All right. Well, Las
Good.
Vegas Startups the second Wednesday of every month, 5:30 p.m. Get there early.
Yeah.
Have a cocktail. Have an appetizer.
Jackpot Bar and Grill.
Jackpot Bar and Grill.
And
so Jeff was here last month. You have someone special for next month that you're going to tell us another time.
I've got it. I'll have it confirmed probably by Monday. So,
Well, we'll get that out to everybody on the Monday show once we know what that is. Anything else you want to tell us about Las Vegas Startups before we let you go?
I'm a founder myself of a startup group, and I'm it's helpful for my business, and I've shown my QR code that I'm doing that's part of, but what our business does is for lead capture, lead generation, but also lead nurturing, and which is a huge thing in the startup community and the whole business.
Yeah, it's really important.
I went to CES back in January, and I had 134 vendors scan my badge. 6 weeks later, I had only one follow up with me.
Oh, wow.
That's less than 1%.
That's crazy.
And so I thought, this is not working the way
It's not.
Every one of them that they scanned my QR code on my badge, so they had automation and AI already in the mix. They all had CRMs. It's not the tools; it's how you implement.
It's the follow up. It's the human part.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's how your system is integrated with the tool. AI is not here to replace the humans. It's here to make that connection actually work.
Absolutely.
Good
to see you, sir.
Okay.
All right. Las Vegas Startups every second Wednesday of the month, 5:30 p.m. Jackpot Bar and Grill. All right. Oh. There you are, sir. All right. Well, we are coming to the end of the day. I don't see anybody waiting to come join us. If somebody comes up and joins us while I'm giving you the rundown, we'll certainly get them on. But it's been a great day. As I said, today started off a little rocky for me. I know it started off a little rocky for some other people as well, but started off a little rocky for me today, but we got here, we got it going, and we did it. So, hey, if you don't know where we are here at Tech Alley, downtown Las Vegas, at 3rd Street Vegas, our venue sponsor, who hosts us here at the corner of 3rd Street and Gas Avenue in downtown Las Vegas. We're here the third Saturday of every month, starting at 10 a.m. We're actually, a lot of us are here earlier getting set up, so come on down earlier if you want to hang out. Sorry. But we're here in a premier tech meetup in Las Vegas. So, some of the things that have already happened today, social marketing with Jackson Wright. Tim May hosted the Las Vegas AI meetup. Who's Got My Money as a crowd pleaser? How to raise money for your business, hosted by Michael Spencer today. Normally it's Kurt Walker, although Kurt's been off doing some things. So he's had some guests in. Our good friend James Roop did a blockchain and self-custody talk. Rachel Gomez Autry did Innovation Essentials, hosted by UNLV, and Caleb Green, Startup Eternity. Caleb Green was answering people's legal questions about their startups. We had Haz Rushdie on earlier talking about the Innovation Launch Lab from Innovation Henderson, and those applications are due August 18th, just a couple of days from now. But you can still get in on that if you're a business in the Valley here and you want to get in on Innovation Henderson and be part of that cohort, which starts, I think, September. I don't have it in front of me. Can I find it? I can't find it. Anyway, it's coming up in September, and the applications are due August 18th in just a couple of days, but you can still get your application in if that's interesting. You're going to help founders and entrepreneurs take their idea, starting with an idea, and get it to market where they're actually making sales. And Haz did a Q&A session at lunch. That's why I mentioned that. Speaking of lunch, it's already done for today, but if you're ever coming down to Tech Alley, you do get a free lunch. It's if you come down and you register, everyone gets free lunch, and it's always delicious. It's from Taverna Costera in downtown Las Vegas. They do an amazing job. Chef Chris puts together an amazing menu for us every month. So right now we're in the middle of the second round of talks. Our good friend Mike Wilson, Vegas Crypto Group, is happening in Theater 1. Josh Stacy, another good friend of the show, he's doing an AI workshop in Theater 2. Las Vegas Python, Vegas Pie as they call it, is being done. Adam Englander is doing that in Theater 3. Our good friend Acacia, lots of good friends of the show here. Acacia Thornton is doing How to Profit and Protect When Sharing Your Business Ideas. And then Maria Cristidi and Brian Carpio are doing the Amazon Web Services user group in Theater 7. We just had Ronald Ingram on a few minutes ago. He's talking at 2:45. From 2:45 to 4 about Brock and Spock, the Genius AI Agentic Commerce program. It's basically your health and wealth everything. I don't know if it's everything, but he's going to be doing that in Theater 1. And Josh Stacy's doing another AI workshop in Theater 2 at 2:45. So that's what we have going on for the rest of the day here. I don't see anybody who's looking to join us, so I think we'll get ready to sign off and get packed up. But in the meantime, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being part of what we're doing today. Again, we do this because these conversations are really what I think the best part of Tech Alley is, and we're trying to bring a little bit of that flavor to what's going on to you if you can't be here with us today, but still be part of the conversation. So remember, we're here the third Saturday of every month in downtown Las Vegas. We'd love it if you would come down and join us. If the stuff on the list of things I read you that's happening today, or any of the guests who we talked to today, if any of those people or any of those things are interesting to you, come on down next month if you're in Las Vegas. If you're not from Las Vegas and you're coming to Las Vegas and it sounds interesting, try to schedule your trip around the third Saturday of the month. We'd love to see you down here. So that's all I've really got for you today. We're gonna get signed off. Thank you for joining us. It's always an honor. Thank you to Josh, founder of Tech Alley, for letting us be part of it. Thank you to Third Street Vegas for hosting. Thank you to Chef Chris and Taverna Costera for lunch. Thank you to everyone who attended Tech Alley in person here today. Thank you to all of you for watching. Thank you to all of our guests who came on and talked to us. It's been a fantastic day, even though it started out really rough. So go out there, do great things today. Onward and upward.